Warning! The voices heard in this video are made synthetically using artificial intelligence. Nothing in this video reflects anything actually stated by the real-life individuals involved. This video is for entertainment purposes only, and serious political content will be avoided for that purpose. Enjoy.
Hark, the herald Hakkon sings, glory to the newborn King Inquisitor. Welcome back, viewers.
As always, we are starting off the episode showing an area of Skyhold that you may not have seen before. These are a few guest quarters that I assume is cut content for the agents or other NPCs.
Well, this one was occupied by someone who is cucking their man with some French person. Using the breach as an excuse to cheat on your partner is absolutely crazy work. Any opinions from the sideline, Bill?
I mean, I can't say we all haven't thought about doing it when bad things happen. I considered going back to Monica one time because the barista forgot to put fat-free milk in my coffee. But to each their own.
Oh yeah, and Bill is here too, viewers. Anyway, before we raise Vivienne up to be divine, we have some sad business to tackle first.
My dear,
Damn, I guess we can't spend all day going over cut content and romance drama. We have some dirty deeds to do dirt cheap for our final mage squad mate.
Oh boy, and we are talking to one of the hottest girl bosses in the series. Let me sit up in my chair here.
It's time to help the royal robe for once since we saved the best for last. It's about damn time we help her relationship issues, and all we need to do is hunt one little wyvern boy.
Wait, I'm sorry, did you say Snow Wyvern or Snow White? I couldn't hear you over the Disney ears I have on my head.
Thanks for the not-so-subtle foreshadowing, Bill, but yeah, viewers, this whole quest is the final nod on the Disney references. That is Vivienne's character, if you couldn't tell already. We even get an upgraded Maleficent hat for our trouble for completing this quest.
I guess the reason we get this quest now is that Vivienne just learns her hunters were killed in the Civil War, now that it's over, and they can count casualties.
Well, that, and we just talked about who the potion is for in episode 11 during our Winter Palace quest, so it's more fresh in our minds. I also assume Vivienne didn't know how urgent brewing this potion was until she heard news from her lover after he didn't show up to the peace talks.
I appreciate the slight glaze from the royal robe here, but if anything, she is kind of underselling the Inquisitor's abilities. A snow wyvern is barely as strong as an alpha darkspawn, let alone a goddamn dragon or titan.
I mean, the thing is, level 15, even if that's 8 levels below us, it's still a late-game fight in a somewhat late-game area. Besides, I guess it's more dangerous in lore than in-game. Poisonous things are no joke when you don't have infinite health potions and dragon bone armor.
Sort of like how the undead are horrifying and durable in lore, but in-game they are just kind of like pests. Well, it walks on 4 legs, so it's not a spider, so I'm totally down to kill this thing.
I already unlocked the closest camp to this thing, so this will be easy, but before we head out, let's read her diary real quick.
I mean, it's just a bunch of science mumbo-jumbo, but sure, I will humor your conspiracy and lore theories.
Even if the alchemy notes don't say anything about age regression here, I love the little nudge that this ingredient might be for selfish reasons, especially since it's Vivienne that asks for it, one of the more self-centered squad mates in the series.
You can just be blunt. Vivienne is a bad bitch with only one capital B, and it makes you think that she is using an immortality potion to take over the world or something.
Well, you can all have your doubts if you want, but it's my episode, and I am the birthday boy, and I am happy to do this small favor for her. To do this, viewers, you just have to go back to the Exalted Plains where Obama killed the Gamorrean Storm Rider, which means you also have to excavate the area to reach it and hunt it down. This should be nice and quick, then we can get into the DLC meat of the episode.
Even without factoring in that we cleared this area already, this is still easily the shortest companion quest in the game. Kill a reptile, grab its heart, then turn it back into Vivienne.
You know, given the fact I've been here for half the companion quest now, there's definitely a disparity in the length of these things. Some have a whole dungeon to clear like Iron Bull and Cassandra, while others just have one fight like Solus and this one here.
I guess we did finish the longer companion quests first before the shorter ones. That's an interesting point. And it wasn't intentional. This companion quest, like Sarah's, is something I have the least to really say about, especially since we already covered Duke Ghislaine's past and how he met Vivienne. All that is really left to talk about is what happens if you don't want to kill the snow wyvern because you don't trust Vivienne. You can bring her a normal wyvern heart, which is also located here, and cause her potion to fail. Although this ends up ultimately being an evil decision with a worse ending than going through her plan.
I've never done it, but I've been tempted before, given that you all know my opinion on Vivienne and her schemes.
Yeah, not surprising, given how much of a rat you used to be, Sleepy. I know you pulled a competent Uno reverse during your last episode, and I'm coming around to it, but be aware you're living in a glass house right now. Anyways, boys, someone is cutting onions in this White House right now because this next scene is pretty sad.
Bro saw his mistress with his last few moments. That's exactly how I would want to go too. I mean, if I couldn't see my lovely wife with my last glance, I mean...
Vivienne.
Yes, darling.
It's going to be all right, my love.
The fact she spent weeks of research on this potion through trial and error just to talk to her lover again is sweet, and it makes it so much worse that if you don't give her the right wyvern heart, it kills him without letting him have a conversation with Vivienne, and he dies rather painfully.
I'm sorry.
Press F, boys. A human noble gone from this world far too soon. Now let's go check in on how the royal robe is grieving the loss of her side piece.
Technically, he was her main piece. She was the side piece in this situation.
My first visit to the Imperial Palace. The Circle sent a dozen of us to entertain the nobility. I was in awe of everyone and everything, and then...
Also, if you had given her the wrong heart, this conversation will go far differently with her berating you for betraying her like that, and if you really didn't trust her, you should have just refused.
Can't lie, she kind of cooked with that burn. I guess playing the game for so long has her always prepared with a big clapback for the right moment.
But what did you think of him?
He was a dashing rogue, and any defects he might have had were made up for with rank and importance.
Also, she really said even if Bro was kind of ugly, his money and rank easily made up for it.
I mean, that's definitely true, since she would never have even gotten her court mage position if it wasn't for dating him. And now that she's dating the Inquisition, she can basically have whatever she wants.
Well, girl, if you need any help planning a noble funeral, I have a lot of experience playing human noble in Origins, so my mind and wallet are always open. Moving on, though, it's finally time to elevate her to the divine chair, now that her personal trauma has been settled, and she doesn't have a man to reinstate marriage in the chantry for her own gain.
If I can just rant about the mechanics here for a minute. I know our editor is cutting through the fluff, but for these last 3 scenes, we had to travel back to Skyhold's entrance each time, then walk all the way back up to Vivienne to talk to her. None of them would trigger without traveling to a different location, then back to Skyhold for some reason.
So wait, you guys are going to put Vivienne into the fantasy pope chair? When the hell was that decided?
Basically, Donald screwed me out of Liliana taking the divine chair. And we don't want Cassandra to become divine and break up with Obama, so we are left with Vivienne as divine. Them's the breaks, I guess.
More like I outplayed you, then you somehow recovered from that. And now we are breaking bread sleepy. This was always the choice before us, you just all caught up with it.
Vivienne is at least polite when she talks about winning it all. Donald likes to spit in our face before planting a Templar American flag right up where the sun doesn't shine.
What would your ideal divine do with her power?
The most important thing, of course, is the restoration of the Circles and the Templar Order. The institutions that have protected Thedas for ages must be rebuilt, and the malcontents utterly crushed. We cannot allow
please say that all again, sticking mages back in the circles and bringing power back to the Templars. God, I love it when you talk dirty to me, girl.
Am I the only one who feels like Vivienne sounds like Emperor Palpatine talking like this? Like, oh yeah, we will bring order and peace to my new empire, then worry about things like civil rights and the concerns of the people.
I mean, everything she is saying is right, but yeah, the way she wants to do it is really concerning, if not downright tyrannical.
Oh, okay. And what happened to Mama Hawk is a downright civil and peaceful discussion. Everyone needs to sit the hell down where they belong and get things back to normal. Then the robes can pretend to be victims again while they are locked safely behind a nice stone tower.
And you're okay with one of those rogues having literally the biggest throne in our setting, Donald?
Yeah, she isn't like other mages. What can I say? She knows exactly what's up. Anyways, before we dive into the meat, I want to check back in with Iron fucking Bull one last time.
Are these nuts or seeds or...
I think you exhausted most of his dialogue during episode 7, Donald, but we can have him retell the story of how he formed his company. If my team Double Date becomes successful, though, we will have a new dialogue branch for him.
Oh, right, how goes the quest for the bromance on your end, Barry? I know you have been trying to do that since, like, your 2nd episode.
He literally has barely been able to get them to talk throughout the entire series. The only person that's been able to make some headway is Donald.
Yeah, and the Magister won't be making an appearance in my party unless you ask nicely, Obama, and say the magic word. Maybe bend a knee a little, and I might consider it after.
Donald, go help the two bros hook up, or I am leaking the hidden group chat between the two of us.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I told you that in confidence, Bill, you asshole. Fine, whatever, I guess, but the Magister robe won't be a part of my main party.
You have people from plenty of different backgrounds in your group.
Yes, well, when you're in Orlais and you look like me, you can't be picky about who you take in. A lot of them got turned away from other companies that didn't want a knife here, or a crazy dwarf. Their loss. You get my back in a fight and carry your own weight, you're good.
Well,
with
if
me.
Bill and Donald weren't sus enough this episode now, I guess Donald is going to grab even more controversy by asking Bull about Krem.
Hey, I love the drama, even if it is comment drama.
I like how there is literally 2 controversies surrounding this guy. The first is obviously that he is the first official trans character in the series, and second is the fact he is a Tevinter soldier, but he works for a Ben Hassereth spy.
Well, former spy at this point.
Don't you dare, well, actually us.
nation just fine, but people, it's too much work to hate them one by one.
Bull is the most horny and crude
have any
squad mate in
problems with him
Dragon
being a
Age since
woman?
Ogre, and yet Bro is absolutely a woke justice warrior when it
I've
comes
got
to things
horns,
like
you've
standing
got
up for the
pointy
homies.
ears and those
Ogren and
freaky
Bull
big
would easily be the
elf
best of friends
We're
if they were on
probably
a
not the
squad
best
together,
people
let's
to
be
go
real.
around deciding what's normal. Krem's a good man. I don't give a nug's ass that it's a little harder for him to piss standing up.
Time to go check in on my favorite son ever created. It's been a long time coming, and I have a lot of birthday presents to give.
You're the
Donald, you know
Inquisitor.
you have like 5 real-life children, right?
Yeah, so what about them?
Mother never told me the Inquisitor was an elf.
Oh my God, he's already racially separating the
years
elves
getting
from
away,
everyone
didn't
else,
they?
just like his dad. I've never
No,
been more
your
proud of
blood
him.
is very old.
Do you
I
really
thought
think POTUS
I'd
told
do
his
it.
son about what happened to
Kieran,
Zathran's
are
clan
you
during the
bothering
Blight?
the
I literally
Inquisitor?
don't see why he
Of
wouldn't. It was a
course
magical
not. Did you
adventure, even if it was a
see
really
what's
dark
on
and bloody
his
one.
hand,
He
Mother?
probably left out some
I
details,
did
though.
see.
I wonder if
It's
POTUS
time to
also
return
told
to
him
your
that he has an
studies,
older
little
brother
man.
named Gorham, who is probably still being raised by Bellin.
Holy shit, I forgot we have 2 sons. POTUS got really busy in that 1 year, huh?
I'm going to be real, I am not seeing much family resemblance on the Aegican side. Maybe Gorham Jr.
My
has
son,
more of his father's
never
looks.
where you expect him to be, naturally.
Why do I feel kind of tingly when I saw him back there?
Why
Well,
would
hang
you?
on, bro. If these three
I
did the
take
dark
great
ritual,
pains to
wouldn't
not
that mean
let
a
my own
massive part of
reputation
you is inside of the little guy now?
Oh, fuck, you're right. Hey, little guy, I'ma need that power back.
Nimi, you don't have any world-conquering
Perhaps the
plans
heir
with that
of
power,
some
do you?
distant
Bitch,
family.
let me live my life.
But he goes where I go. Worry not, Inquisitor. Kieran is a curious boy, but seldom troublesome.
Will his father be joining us as well?
'Twould be most unlikely. His father helped raise Kieran for a time, but events have conspired to take him elsewhere. So 'tis but the 2 of us, Inquisitor. Your fortress is a large place, and you will scarce notice our
God, I'm so
presence.
happy with how our Origins playthrough turned out. POTUS
Seems
got
like
to
a
be a
fine young
base
man.
father and bang Mommy
not the sort
Morrigan
one
in
might
every inch of the
expect a woman like
crossroads at
me
the
to
same
raise.
time. What base
No
dwarf
son
could
of
ask
mine
for
would be
anything
raised
more?
in a
The biggest
marsh,
fun fact about
bereft of
Kieran here
contact with
is
the
that he is
outside world.
voiced by Odin Black,
future
who is
will be
Claudia
difficult
Black's
enough
real-life
without
son.
my
So it's very
adding to his
likely
burden.
Claudia put her own mom
think,
mannerisms into this
until
role and her
recently, this
feelings
place
towards her
stood
son.
decrepit.
So Morrigan really is
Occupied
Mommy
only by
Morrigan
the
now?
desperate
You
and
love
the
to see how
lost.
that title came
Now
full
it is
circle with
party to
Donald's
events
one-off
that
Gooner
threaten to
title.
shake
So
the
Wait
world.
Skyhold had people living in it, besides the
Wonder if it
elves?
is
That's
pleased.
actually surprising, I didn't know all that.
By
It sounds
people
like
living
you've
in
heard
it,
of
she
Skyhold
probably
before.
means bandits
This
and
fortress
runaway
was built
mages.
upon the
Although
remains
before
of a
that, I
site
imagine
holy
Teventer
to the
built the
ancient
actual
elves.
fortress with the help of the
They called it
dwarves upon seeing the
Tarasalan,
powerful
the
magic
place
and
where
weak
the
veil
sky
in
is
Skyhold from when the elves
It is
used it.
said that from here, they reached up to the heavens to bring them down to rest. They abandoned it, as did the humans who
Oh,
came
say that
after
again,
them.
Mommy Morrigan? The ancient
Bones
elves
laid
use this
upon
place, you
bones,
say? And who just so
silent
happened to
until
know about
your
this
arrival.
place and lead us here? Your Tower of Lies is crumbling even faster, Egg Boy.
I like
I
this
wonder if
place.
Solus used this
I've made it
fortress
mine.
during his rebellion,
Magic
or if the
in this
Evanuris
place
used
is
this
seeped
fort
into the
themselves.
stones,
It wasn't even a fortress
protecting
back
it
during
from
the ancient
darkness.
elves' time. It
Those
was
who
just
let
a
it
ritual
fall to
site,
ruin
although
did not
who
know what
originally
they
controlled it, the
possessed.
Evaneris or
You,
Solus,
I
is
think,
unclear. What
shall
we
do
do
it
know
justice.
is that during
They
Trespasser,
were
the
kind
archivist
to
tells us
welcome my
that
aid,
Skyhold is where
Inquisitor,
Solus
even
created the
knowing as
veil
little of
by
me as you
sealing all
do.
the Evaneris
I
away.
will do
So
my
either this was
best
one
to
of their
aid your
forts,
cause
and
with
he
all the
ambushed them,
knowledge at my
or he baited them
disposal.
here
This
and
I
did the ritual.
swear to
Either
you.
way, it's why the magic is so intense here.
swear
It's
it?
why Solus led us to
That's rather
Skyhold,
serious.
and it's what makes it
Some
so
might think
iconic that we are
Corypheus
now
madmen
using
for
this
seeking
fort to defend the
Godhood.
world and veil
Yet
from
one
Corypheus.
must ask,
You
what
know, I
were
wonder if the
old
reason Solus
gods?
is so
What
obsessed with painting
secrets of
murals
theirs
isn't
did
because
the
he has a
ancient
hard-on for an
magisters know?
artistic outlet,
What
but
I
because he
fear,
wants
what
to leave his
all
mark
should
on what
fear
happened
is
in the
not that
Inquisition,
Corypheus
so that
believes he
future
can
historians
succeed.
have a very
It is that
clear
he
picture of what
actually
happened
may.
here when everyone else who saw it firsthand is long gone.
Holy shit, Bill, that's a really good point. That really has to be the reason given how long Solus has lived in the first place.
I may be off the writing team, but there's a reason they call me Base Bill Boys. I'm here to bring the heat with this long episode.
We will still need them should another blight arise. It's fortunate my warden was not there, or he would surely have been in the middle of it.
Your warden.
You might know him as the hero of Ferelden. A lofty title.
Oh my God, the fact that Mommy Morrigan calls POTUS my warden is so goddamn adorable. Easily best romance in the series.
If Meryl had as much screen time as Morrigan, I'm sure she could counter that point, Donald. But I do have to admit, this is really cute.
My expectations. My love is on a quest to combat the calling, the actual calling that signals the end of a warden's life. If he is successful, it will mean a long life for him, perhaps for them all. Once Corypheus has been defeated, I fully intend to join my love once more.
It's too bad the Warden's calling research ended up being cut content, because not only would the Inquisitor meeting the Warden be a top moment for the franchise, but Morrigan has so much lore connection here that this could have been a crazy, detailed, and involved quest. That's not even getting into the fact the Architect was also supposed to be here and likely could have used his own research to help the Warden's cause.
How can the calling be stopped? Is that actually possible?
Grand Enchanter Fiona was once a Grey Warden, but something removed the blight from her blood.
Wait, wasn't Fiona cured of her joining because she got banged by Merrick so hard that his dragon blood cured her or something?
I mean, that's a common belief, but we don't know. It could have been Merrick's special, her interaction in the Fade, or the Architect themselves doing something.
Damn, you guys are tempting me to try out Merrick's Holy Willy for myself if it can do all that. You know for science.
All right, massive pause on that one, Bill. What the hell?
Well, Bill being sus aside, boys, I prevented Joe from talking to Liliana for a while so that Morrigan could offer to contact her man herself, since that would make more sense in lore.
I could have just not asked Liliana about the Warden, but whatever, Donald, go off, I guess.
Sounds like it's time for a classic War Table section, boys, now that we covered everything with Morrigan.
Yeah, I know you're fiending for the War Table narration nerd Bama, but you already know I had to check on my son and mommy Morrigan before my final episode in the base game. Now that I have been graced with their presence as well as Bull and the Royal Robe, I am ready to easy clear this entire tedious DLC death list.
Him, of course. Oh, he will be insufferably pleased with himself. I hope you appreciate this sacrifice.
Good to see Morrigan is still a tsundere. At the end of the day, it's what makes her such a compatible partner with Double D here. Anyways, before we do the War Table quest, do you mind getting my mount for me, Donald, since it's a War Table quest anyway?
Sure thing, Sleepy, even if I hate it when you call me Double D. So viewers, for this mount here, all you want to do is go to the upper level of Val Royeaux and buy the mystery box from this Frenchie here for 10,000 gold. Then just touch the nug here, and now we can do a War Table quest to pick up our new mount.
All right, now it's time we get into the War Table section, and first on the docket is, of course, reaching out to POTUS. Of course, the only one fit to do so is one of his closest friends, Liliana. Now we got a rare item and a letter from the living god himself that we can read once we're done here.
Next up, let's cover my new mount showcase and a blessing from the Nug King themselves. I'll have Cullen send in an army and wrangle those giant boys so that we can ride them into battle in style.
All right, another straightforward War Table quest here just to guarantee that Vivienne is divine. We can use our Merchant Princess to give Vivienne a +10 to her divine election, clinching the win for the Royal Robe.
Yeah, we have reached the point where a lot of these are very simple in hindsight. Next up, we can cover a War Table mission that I talked about in Wicked Eyes and Hearts. We can use our connection with the Dowager to solve a dispute from this noble trying to take over land that we have captured for the Inquisition. We can either side with Cyril or Germain, both council members with their own agenda and likely to be easily persuaded, to guarantee that we can keep the lands for ourselves. I will send Cullen to convince Cyril, since we will meet him again in Trespasser.
Next up, looks like the Alliance's quest chain is coming to a close, and we have to resolve it by setting up a marriage with two of the parties. I'm not sure what either means, but I trust Josephine to settle things amicably with her arranged marriage plan.
We can actually see this marriage take place in the upper levels of Val Royeaux, and we can get some special dialogue and squad-mate approval. Maybe you can check on it during your next episode, Joe, when you're wrapping things up.
All right, last up on this War Table schedule is the next part for Sutherland's mercenary group. We are on part 6 of 9 now, so Joe can probably wrap up the last 3 War Table missions next episode. Now let's dive into that letter.
I wish that I had helpful information regarding Corypheus, but due to my own limited training during the Blight, I know less of ancient Darkspawn lore than do most Wardens. I am engaged in a search of my own. All Grey Wardens who do not fall in battle eventually fall to something known as the Calling, a magic that preys upon our own connection to the Blight and the Darkspawn. Rather than such foul magic eventually leading to my death, I have determined to find a way to negate this calling and save all Wardens from its effects. As I have little useful information to offer, please accept the accompanying gifts instead. If, in my quest, I find anything that may be of use to you in your fight against Corypheus, I will send it to you immediately. I have also included a note of a personal nature for Lady Morrigan and Kieran. Please, take care of my family. Morrigan is stronger and wiser than anyone else I have met, and I would not go through such effort to escape my own calling to lose them to your Inquisition.
Thank you and rest in peace to Robin Sachs. We only used his voice here to pay homage to one of his greatest roles, POTUS Adekin.
Oh my God, Harding, please scout my hinterlands one last time and seal the rifts in my heart.
Preach it, Joey. Let your short stack love reign true.
Jesus Christ, Bill, he does not need any more encouragement. He is already practically leaking out of his seat.
I hate to say it, but this is only going to get worse before it gets better. Not only is this DLC very Harding focused, but after this, it's a clear path to Veilguard.
Can this book nerd go away? I am trying to talk to my one true love, Scout Harding, and he is cock-blocking me with his lore.
Normally, I would agree with dudes getting in the way when we are trying to talk to a baddie, but this guy is pretty cool. He hires baddie elf assistants and treats them as equals, and bro likes fish. I can vibe with him a little.
All right, the first thing made sense, and I can give him points for that, but why does that second thing even matter to you? And second of all, why do you know about it?
I just know bro has a pet fish, and I think that's cool. I love fish, seafood, and all water Pokemon, and I respect others who do the same. That's all there is to
I'm all
it.
for history if it means tracking down the equipment of a famous demon hunter.
Well, we can learn more about Bram in a minute. He is going to let us have some alone time with Harding first. So let's have Harding give us the lay of the land as per usual.
Your scouts have gathered artifacts from the area. They may help us discover what Inquisitor Ameridan was doing.
I have news as well. We've encountered
All right, so it
hostile
sounds like the
Avars in the
fantasy
north.
barbarians
They
are
call themselves
attacking
the
us
Jaws of
Vietnam
Hakkon.
style in the trees, so not only are they ice
There's
magic
also
pilled,
an Avar
but we
hold
have
to
to
the
watch the
east.
goddamn trees
Unlike
for
the Jaws
these
of
guys.
Hakkon,
Thankfully,
they've
the
been
trees
friendly
won't start
so far.
praying or anything, but most of the Hakkonites do know how to
They're
enter
hostile
stealth
Avar
and
who
prolong
attack any
fights. So get
Inquisition
ready for
agents
that,
or
Donald,
researchers
and
to
guard
get
your
close.
kidneys accordingly.
We've sent soldiers for defense, but the Hakkonites are cunning, merciless, and know the basin better than we do. I'm afraid our men will not be able to hold out long.
Oh boy, we get to actually talk to Harding for once. We haven't been able to do that since we first got to Skyhold. Let's go, boys. Oh God, please tell me everything about you.
Obama is there anyway. I can feed Harding to the ice dragon this episode, thus nullifying my deal with Joe.
No Harding is going to survive until Veilguard, and I need to remind you that you promised to keep her alive through Veilguard as well.
Oh, God damn it. Fine. Whatever I know, Joe, and everyone wants to talk to the short stack, so let's see what she has to say about her trauma and backstory.
And archery? There was a traveling hunter who set me up with my first bow and taught me the basics. After that, I practiced on my own. On squirrels, mostly. Oh, and Heinrich from next door, but only with padded arrows.
Actually, as crazy as it is to believe Harding is one of the few squad mates who has two alive parents, who she has a great relationship with. They don't come up at all in Veilguard for the most part, but at least she had a good family and childhood.
It is nice to see someone who has a family they want to fight to keep safe, and you know actually does keep them safe, unlike, say, Hawk, who loses that and then finds a family as he goes on his adventure.
Damn too soon, Barry, too soon. I mean, Hawk's corpse is probably still warm in the fade.
I just want them to be safe. And if that means they don't get to see things firsthand, that's okay. My mother likes writing letters anyway.
Have you spoken to Kenrick much?
A bit. He's quite nice, isn't he? And clever. Really loves his books. I said hello one day while he had his nose buried in a giant tome. His shriek was a winner. I can't stop doing it now. It's too funny.
Oh, goddammit, this stupid game never locked me into the conversation mode. So as soon as I clicked slightly away from the conversation wheel, it kicked me out and activated combat, since it's the same damn key on the mouse.
That's why you have to pick the numbers on the wheel instead of selecting from the mouse wheel itself. That's peak efficient gameplay right there.
Chalk that up to another glitch that I have never seen before, and probably never will see again, but because we are recording on camera, it's suddenly going to show up. Also, my girl is telling us about her fears. We are getting so close together already. I myself am deeply afraid of bathrooms and spiders myself, my dear.
The dwarf being afraid of heights makes way too much sense. I am really surprised Varric doesn't chime in here. Heights and his stubby legs, after all, were POTUS's two biggest weaknesses in Origins.
And somehow, even as an elf, the heights weakness still comes into play.
Flying at my head. Yeah. I'm a little uncomfortable with heights. Don't tell anyone.
I thought we could catch up.
Anyways, viewers, I hope you all are ready to talk about Avar and Chassan culture and their differences this episode, because that really is the main plot point here, despite the cinematics and advertisements saying this story is all about the first Inquisitor. He is more of a B-plot here, being honest.
Yeah, sure, just let this bull scene play out in Nerdbama.
They're very tall, aren't they? I was considering a proposal for Commander Cullen. Avar allies with dwarven archers astride their shoulders.
Oh, I like the way she thinks. We should keep her around. For mayhem.
Yes, mayhem.
All right, get it out of your system.
Mayhem!
Mayhem!
If only we could combine the homies Varric and Bull into one singular unit like how Harding suggested. That would be a true siege engine to end all siege engines.
Now you're thinking outside the box, Bill. It could be just like that Frankie human mech they made on Thriller Bark if Robin didn't sell hard. Anyways, let's go talk to the book nerd now and see what our main story mission is here.
If only it were that easy. After 800 years, we can't just look for tracks. Barring enchantment, cloth and leather will have long since rotted away. Only metal and stone remain recognizable.
Damn, I guess the Inquisitor needed to make some of those Solas murals himself to paint the path he was heading to. It could have saved us like 3 hours of backtracking and looping around.
Way to take that observation full circle, Joe. I am proud of you.
Bro is focusing on buckles when he should probably buckle up and find some maidens for himself. Is finding specific buckles from different eras to learn about what society settled in one spot even really a thing, Barry?
Kind of. This isn't like an official term that's used in textbooks or anything, but styles, craftsmanship, materials, and engravings of artifacts can be traced back in archaeology. The problem here really is that a lot of metals are very vulnerable to oxidizing over time and would become brittle and hard to examine over time. Although if buckles are made of copper or brass, it might have a layer of protection, and if it had gold or silver, it would be fully preserved. It's certainly possible.
Damn, I feel smarter already. Thanks, Barry. Also, what is he on about Tevinter ruins not being this far south? I thought Tevinter literally owned everywhere at one point, pre-Andraste at least, and only after Andraste died did the empire collapse, and other human countries formed. Plus, there's at least 4 large Tevinter ruins that we know about in Ferelden as is.
I'm not Google Maps, but isn't this place close to Ostagar or something?
Maybe like horizontally aligned on a map, sure, but this place is even deeper in the frostbacks than Haven or Skyhold was. We are far from settled Ferelden with this one, boys.
I'm just glad Bro is a president playing Dragon Age and not riding shotgun on a road trip through any mountains. Just stick to your strengths, big dog, for all of our sakes.
All right, so the main quest is going to have us talk to the barbarians and sail across the seas to an island, but I already know Obama wants me to tackle everything here, and there is plenty of shots to take in this area, so I am going to complete the side content first, then go ahead and tackle the main story, so there's no breaks in between.
Well, you're probably going to have to make a few stops here and there, since some of the side quests don't open up till after the main quest is tackled, but honestly, I appreciate the divide on the story versus side content. We didn't get that with Descent, and it probably made our viewers feel the steep tonal shifts.
Yeah, but one thing is going to stay the same, and that's the level gap on these DLCs and the difficulty spike. That's really what we all want to see here.
Anything useful there?
Excellent. I'll continue to study what's been found. With luck, we'll both find some answers.
All right, Donald, first fight of the DLC. Let's see your moves here. Not only are these fade rifts notoriously difficult in run enders, but this will also set the tone of the death competition going forward. How well you do or don't do affects how me and Joe play as well.
Yeah, I know you all want me to be some kind of guinea pig, so you guys get the blueprint for yourselves, but rest assured I am going deathless this episode, and I'm going to lock in harder than you have ever seen before, especially with my secret weapon here.
I have the deep blue packs on standby, and I am ready to smite the filthy demon worshipping barbarian manes. It's time to remind everyone that the flames of justice can burn through all ice.
Goddamn Spirit Man, that is a colder line than the Ray of Frost that is currently killing your squad of exactly 1 tank. That being a 2-handed Reaver at that. I am going to make a sweeping game day prediction here. Your team of all damage is going to have a lot of close fights, since it's a matter of who can kill who first.
You basically have the script, Bill, because that's not only how this fight is currently going, but most of his fights with his Mage Hater squad end the same way, since he literally has almost no defense against any form of damage, besides Vivienne's invulnerability frames.
I think you all are forgetting how clutch Varric is, especially when demons are involved. I fully upgraded Bianca with Tier 4 Dragonbone upgrades, and don't forget all the nerdy optimization upgrades Obama gave our elf boy too. Speaking of, now that the demons are all killed, I can loot the first Fade Rift. I won't count this as a shot since it was literally 1 of 1 for the quest, but I will be taking the Tier 4 crafting materials and the Swift Great Axe, which has a dragon slaying rune on it. Now let's get going with our brand new section, the Mount Showcase. Take it away, Sleepy.
All right, viewers, I have for you today an absolute peak performance from a legendary mount, the Gwaran Landhammer. Just look at this thing from its fierce horns, the sleek Mabari markings on its back, that sleek and efficient tail, and that derpy face that hungers for the blood of its enemies. This thing will leave all enemies confused and terrified in its wake. It's a true and powerful gift from the Nug King themselves, And even if it can't fight with us, it provides all the moral victory we will ever need.
Damn, so are you guys now mount professionals in addition to the Dragon Age lore and mechanics? Don't get me wrong, it's a good look, but last time I checked, you guys haven't used these things all game.
Well, that was because Obama was suppressing our creativity and appreciation of these diverse little guys because he didn't like the math behind the mount speed or because they are clunky. I don't know, some kind of skill issue, but now that me and Joe put work into these things, he is suddenly all on board again.
It wasn't a creativity issue, I just really wanted to show off the dialogue with the companions more, as well as the fact that I take major issue that these mounts are poorly designed, clunky to handle, and have a zoom-in button that doesn't do what it's supposed to.
Going to have to fact-check you there, Barry. I know for a fact our editor and several other Mythbusters disprove that. Sprinting is faster than the horse walking, just not by much. I believe the mount's movements aren't faster, but the model's speed does still increase.
BioWare and writing gameplay really does have a major love-hate relationship. They love making mounts, tanks, and other vehicles in their game, but they are so goddamn glitchy that they cause all of us to hate them. I mean, this chunky boy is better than the Mako and the Wheels of Doom and Despair, but still.
Hey, this dive into video game vehicles is fascinating and all, but Donald, are you going to be okay here? This is your first fight with the main enemy of this area, and your entire squad is dead. Not to even mention that you're out of potions and low on health. This smells like a death to me.
A death? Nonsense, I hardly know her, and I already told you. I am going deathless, and I mean it. Besides, there's literally only one guy left, and he is a slow-moving shield asshole. I'll just capture the high ground, and this will be done with boys.
That health bar is just screaming, bro, he is one hit, just kill him. I'd say easy money here, Donald, but I saw you clip that warhog too. So even after you kill the last barbarian, your food isn't finished yet.
I mean, it's a pig with one type of attack that's slow-moving. How bad could it really be?
For once, me and Sleepy agree. I mean, what's really the worst this thing can do? It's a goddamn prey animal. Wait, hang on, hold on, I got this.
I don't think the random beast is going to hang on Donald.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not another word about this from any of you?
You're cooked.
Justice, any advice on what to do with this thing? I am somehow in a bind over the hog of war?
Bro, we have only been in this goddamn place like 3 minutes. What the actual hell do you have going on in the kitchen? God, I did not bring enough lyrium to stay functioning this long, if it's going to be this bad. Honestly, just get to the high ground and keep kiting the hog away, or just pull out the Joe Star family secret technique.
Jesus and now the Deep Stalkers decided to third-party this fight for the easy cleanup. It's time to get the hell out of their Donald.
You can't set up camp and combat Donald.
It was worth a shot. Anyways, we got out of the National Geographic turf war, so let's set up camp, heal up, and go on to the next quest in the area for some shots.
Don't get me wrong, I love vices as much as the next guy, but are we straight up only going to show quests that dole out shots or lead to quests that give shots? Because if that's the case, I don't know whether to be scared or impressed.
I wish Bill. But Nerd Bama here would literally cry and shit bricks if I didn't dive into any quest with an ounce of interesting lore or that offered an agent, so we are going full circle with everything here.
Hey, there's plenty of actual decent quests here, some of which viewers probably never knew about because of how easy it is to miss them. We can also get 2 new agents in this DLC too, depending on our choices.
The quests and NPCs here are all solid. I just wish the enemies weren't so horrifyingly tanky, deadly, and worst of all, repetitive. Seriously, I get wanting the expansion to challenge players, but even on normal difficulty, these things are crazy powerful for no reason.
I'll have to take your word on that, Joey boy. I can't even imagine playing this game on any difficulty outside of hard. It's no fun playing in the rain without a little fear of getting wet. That being said, you're absolutely right. Just like Golems of Amgarak, the game designers were probably crashing out on bath salts when they designed the health bars and attack ranges of these guys.
Well, it turns out I'd rather deal with a few elite units of barbarians than a massive darkspawn horde crashing into me, right, Obama?
We don't need to talk about that, Donald, especially since Bill is here. Let's just get our report from our elven brother here and move on to the next point of interest, shall we?
Don't worry, Donald. You can tell me all about it in a minute. Just like you, I am a drama-loving bitch at the end of the day, and this story smells like a scoop.
Well, this might be a first, but I don't have anything to say about Pharaoh here. He is clearly not a Dalish elf, but he also clearly has military training, given that he is a lieutenant in charge of a whole operation. It's a curious case, but I don't think anyone thought more into it than that. Now let's see if Donald can tackle his second Asterium in the entire game.
Wait, ain't no way I have done more star maps than you, Donald. Isn't this like your 5th episode in Inquisition or something?
It is, but besides Baby's first Asterium in the hinterlands, Donald has never touched an area with a star map. It's only been me and Barry taking them all, so this should be interesting.
Interesting for who exactly, because I don't give a rat's ass about these maps, and I doubt the viewers care about these confusing ass things either. I mean, just look at how weird it is to make a simple triangle. Now I gotta start over again since you all won't let me focus.
Donald, they barely said anything to you. What are you talking about exactly? And that's another strike again. You already messed this one up too.
Holy glaze, George, just shut up already. I can do this goddamn puzzle, I just need quiet so I can focus on these stupid, poorly drawn things.
Donald, buddy, I am Bill, not George. Are you sure you're feeling good?
Wait, Donald is the real reason you don't like these puzzles, not because they look weird, but because you actually can't do them.
Oh, hop off or lick my nuts, Sleepy. I am not getting confused over line drawing puzzles that are used to check the IQ of like third graders. I'm a grown-ass man and a president of the United States. I can solve this easily. I'm only struggling because those useless-ass promisers never did their job years ago of destroying these useless-ass maps.
Or Donald, just take a step and think about this. You're struggling because you have a genuine skill issue at solving puzzles, and the promisers not destroying them is a good thing because now you have time to solve them. Do you want to try some deep breathing, maybe?
Say it with me, gentlemen. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, fuck off, Joe. Why would breathing and counting do anything to help me here? This is goddamn madness.
All right, super rude, but I guess feel your feelings. Big dog, I won't stop you. Is there any theme to these Asteriums, Barry, or are they random like the Emerald Graves ones?
Yes and no with that. This one here. Fulmenos means thunderbolt in Old Tevinter dialogue. It's about a bolt that damaged the earth permanently, and each of the old gods is credited for summoning it. The other two, however, are constellations that depict the Avar's two chief gods, the god of the mountain and the lady of the skies. I guess this is supposed to show how this area is a mix of Tevinter and Ferelden influence, but it does seem out of place all the same.
Don't even bother asking how this thing looks like a thunderbolt. I legit thought this was supposed to be an owl, like one of those owls they put in all the elven temples.
Well, hopefully the next star puzzles are easier for you, Donald, because that first one was a hard watch. I am not going to lie. Well, let's move on to another important storyline and talk to this damsel living out in the woods all by herself. I'm sure she is just begging for human contact.
No. I cannot have guests, lowlanders, even those who don't hail from the hold.
Damn, the worst she can say is no my ass. That was an absolute decimation of our Inquisitor's pride. We got told no and said we aren't even allowed to talk to her. So much for our Dalish charm.
Honestly, not an unreasonable reaction to seeing a random fully armed elf walk up to your doorstep.
Well, unfortunately for her, we are the main character, so minding our own business is not our strong suit, especially when we can smell a quest with some plot to it. Once we are done wrapping up around the map, we can head into the Avar camp and ask around about what she is doing here and what we can do to help her.
I don't think I even remember this quest. I just know if she is an augur assistant, that means she is a barbarian mage, so this can only go so many ways. Anyways, to make more effort in the Dragon Age drinking game, I better go and collect the shards around the area too, since not only are the Asteriums back, but the shard collection quest is back too. They just really added more Dragon Age, both positively and negatively.
Well, that makes sense. Despite this being the second DLC you guys are doing, this is in release order the first actual DLC, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was worked on pre-Inquisition release. So they didn't really know what worked in Inquisition and what didn't. So they really just gave you a near hinterland-sized map, but with more interesting quests and intense fights like this 4-man Pride Demon orgy. I mean, just look at this nonsense. Who the hell decided that 4 Pride Demons was a fight we needed to have, especially since one of these things are usually late-game bosses?
Quick editor, pull a third version of that couch gag meme before Obama can stop it.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Joe, why would you post that? I'm going to have to take that down in the post-editing corner. We don't need to overuse jokes like that. Hang on, maybe my stand can help white it out or something. I think I had some in my pocket here.
Hey, Bill, did you know Obama broke a Dragon Age record and got a grand total of 5 deaths last episode? No one has ever and likely will ever get that many deaths again, and we should really be talking more about it.
Damn, is that really true, Barry? I don't even care about the Pride Demon orgy anymore. I just want to know how it's even possible you got that many deaths in the first place. Not only did you blow away the Origins competition easy money, but you were supposed to be the 1,000-hour lore keeper here. Do I need to intervene and play for you next episode? The people have a right to expert-only gameplay.
Look, it really wasn't my fault here. Not only is the Darkspawn Horde fight easily the hardest and longest fight in the game, I also had to battle against literal gravity with several sections having instant deaths from ledge throws. Not to mention, I don't care what you all say, I still think Solus had something to do with this and is messing with the game to screw with me. Whatever, fine, I know I messed up twice with that first fight and the final boss fight. I should have used my ultimate earlier, but I am maintaining that 3 of those deaths were sabotage, Also, wait, hang on, did we seriously leave that meme up the whole time? Did you all seriously clown me just to keep a shit post that took 10 minutes to make?
Yeah, basically I was about to text Donald and Joe to set up a bet on how much longer we can leave it up. I would have lost, but it still would have been hilarious for the content.
Well, now that we have clowned Obama a little as per tradition, I can get back into my based gameplay. Looks like my master strategy of shooting them behind a tree trunk was executed flawlessly. And that's another Rift Collection quest finished deathless, which means we can finally take our first shot of the episode.
Looks like Donald's party banter luck is coming in clutch again, since only he can get Iron Bull to talk for some reason.
You know, I met the Arishok.
Oh, the old one? Man, he had an impressive rack. The new Arishok doesn't have horns at all. Usually means they're destined for something special.
I met him too. The only thing they seem to have in common is a tendency to burn things.
That pretty much sums up the Antam. Yes.
Holy hell, what a loaded set of party banter. Just ignoring Iron Bull's praise of the Arishok's man-tits, we have in-game confirmation that Sten from Origins is the new Arishok. The fact that him being hornless is actually a sign of uniqueness in their culture, and finally confirming Until They Sleep is canon, and that Varric met Sten from Origins as well.
Great coverage, Bill. That is absolutely all on the money. I believe this dialogue option only happens if Sten doesn't die in Origins, although I have a feeling Sten may be confirmed to always survive Origins as a retcon, considering the extended media and the default state of Veilguard.
Unless we are talking about our own playthrough coming up soon, I'm forbidding mentioning that game from here on out for the rest of the episode Obama. We have literally a million other things to talk about.
Fair point. We can talk about my love and obsession of Harding another time, I suppose. What do you boys want to talk about then?
That's not really what we meant, Joe, but I'm not going to bother elaborating. Anyways, while we take another shot for completing the Camp's Defeated quest for the elf and level up, did you boys see the game reveals during Xbox Showcase? There were some real bangers in my opinion.
Based Bill strikes again because I am literally bricked up for Gears of War E-Day. It's been a while since we have had a proper Gears of War game, and this shit has taken me back to the early 2010s. I can't lie, and we are so goddamn back now. I mean, you can chainsaw boomers. What more needs to be said? Just shut up and take my money. I can even play it on Steam and Xbox now.
I feel that, Donald, it's going to be a great co-op game to sink our teeth into in October, when we're not knee-deep in Veilguard and Baldur's Gate 3 for YouTube, that is. I'm personally hyped for Metro 2039. I thought Exodus was going to be the end of the series, but I guess the writers are going to keep choosing an ending for each game and moving on. Metro is just that perfect blend of gunplay and roleplay choices that make you think. I love the setting, the guns, and the story is like no other, and Metro has so far improved from every single game in one way or another, so I'm expecting giant leaps from 2039. If we had more time, I would even want to do a series on it, but I doubt we can finish the first 3 games before February while also tackling the rest of the docket.
All right, viewers, take another shot for another Rift quest completed. A Metro series would be sick, but what we will be playing without any hesitation is the new Fable game coming out as well in February. I've had my hesitation about Fable since after the 3rd game they really didn't know what they were doing with the series, but the fact they seem to be making an honest attempt at bringing back the approval system and morality system is a really good start. And that's not even covering the fact that the Jack of Blades is back in action too. They have a pretty solid voice cast so far, and it will be nice to play a Fable game on PC besides Fable 1 again. My Xbox has definitely seen better days.
Bill, be honest, you don't just want to play Fable so you can create a fantasy harem anime, do you?
I mean, you already know what I am about Obama Llama. Every gamer has to start somewhere.
Okay, boys, those are some really cool games, but the game I am most excited for is One Piece Grand Gourmet. You get to build your own little 8-bit sea restaurant and make One Piece style meals for like 400 characters. It's absolutely adorable.
Sleepy, are you telling me there were like 20 or so AAA titles for long-standing series announced last week, and the game you want to play the most is an 8-bit restaurant simulator that's basically Cooking Mama but for One Piece?
AAA titles can fail, and fail again. These last 6 years have proven that, Donald, it's time we accept that and get hyped about chill, low-key games, that we can sit on our couch with our Switch and play for a few hours while we listen to a comfort show on in the background. That's peak life in my eyes.
Yeah, it's peak if you're a goddamn casual, maybe.
All right, Donald, well, I am going to release a special just like the Fable special, where the viewers will watch me build the best damn restaurant on the Grand Line and watch us yap about One Piece for like an hour and watch it break out of our YouTube algorithm funk. It's the least y'all can do for me since making me play Dead Space.
All right, fine, Joe, we can work that out as like a one-off. We probably should take a break between Inquisition and Baldur's Gate and Veilguard anyway, for us and the editor's sanity. Anyway, viewers, that's going to call it for the Asterium's finished, which means, just like always, Donald, can go and loot the hidden chamber for some unique items. This quest gives us the Hakkon's Honor, a unique ethereal ice sword that gives a massive 50% armor penetration, 7% heal on kill, and a 27% stagger chance. Probably top 3 swords in the game, along with Excalibur and the dwarf sword from last episode.
Cool story, Obama. But can you see that sick-ass mount Donald has right now? It's fucking hot.
Thank you, boys. This is the Mountain Dracolisk, a horse that has the blood of a dragon or a wyvern, although it's still horse-like in shape and speed. Just like the Mabari, they were invented in Tevinter, but they spread out to the superior countries. Again, just like the Mabari. It's easily the most intimidating mount, and for a game called Dragon Age, can you really use a better mount in this game? Vote now for the Dracolisk viewers, and take another shot for completing the camp collection quest.
By the way, viewers, we are going to put this to a vote on the community tab. It's probably already up, and my mount will come up in just a few minutes, hopefully, if Donald remembers it.
Lock in here, Donald. I smell a damsel in dire distress, and it's devilishly drastic that you defeat her evildoers.
Bit of a stretch there, Bill, but I appreciate the effort all the same. But seriously, Donald, we have to save that elf. She is a cutie patootie, and she has a quest for us, it looks like.
Or counterpoint, after we save her from the deep stalkers on steroids, we take her to one of our 2 favorite former Dalish camps to remain true neutral and appease the elf haters in our community.
Hell yes, vengeance and justice is blind and also true neutral, my brother.
Yeah, we have already curbed the elves enough times in our first 2 games being true neutral means. We have 2 games dunking them and 2 games helping them, especially since we are elves ourselves. We should probably help one of the 5 elven students in the University of Orlais get ahead in life anyway.
I imagine if Gaspard was put in charge, she would have already been kicked out already. Every Orlesian noble besides Celine actually hates having elves in the university, if I remember right.
The university accepts those worthy of admission, though elven students are few.
How do you find it there?
It's not easy, but this is what I want. And I like working for Professor Kenrick. Elven research students, where publications concerned, their work's often deemed not substantial enough for formal credit. But Kenrick cares about people who want to learn. If our research finds an audience, I know...
Well, this girl may be like Zorro when it comes to directional awareness or proper pathing, but she is a baddie with some brains to boot, and one of the few elves actually rising above her status in Orlais, the other being Briala. Gotta respect her, and it's by far the most interesting thing about Bran himself.
I'm just glad we don't have to do an escort quest or anything where we have to protect her on the way to the temple. We can just meet her at the temple, get some peak lore and a war table quest, and keep it pushing to the next lore point.
All right, Donald, what's next up after this? Are we going straight to the temple or another side objective? I think we are reaching the end of the quests outside of the Avar camp now, so it's probably almost time for a scenery change.
Almost sleepy. We have the last set of rift quests to go here. Then we can go to the Elven Temple and hear the elf girl yap about the Inquisitor history. Then we can finally dip our toes into the real meat of this area with the barbarian camp.
Don't forget we have 2 more shard sets to find too while we are here, Donald.
Well, let me at least spread out one piece of side content here and there, especially since we don't even need the ice resistance until the final dungeon and boss fight.
You know, Donald, I have to admit now that we are on the final Fade Rift, I am rather impressed that you have done all of these deathless so far. The Fade Rifts here and the Darkspawn Corridor battle are probably the top skill checks in this series, and you have been easy clearing through them pretty goddamn well. Good work.
Thanks, Bill. I wasn't really expecting someone else to praise me. This feels weird. Where did that come from?
It just came from me spectating you today, Donald. You cooked super duper hard and your deaths are showing it. Even if you're in a tight spot with this fear demon, I trust you are going to be able to handle it.
Hold on, who said I'm in a tight spot here? I just killed the first fear demon, and the second one can taste my ultimates in just a minute. I am big chilling.
Well, Donald, the Fear Demon has an ultimate too, so you need to be careful here, but honestly, I probably don't have to tell you that, since this is your game after all, and you are set to go deathless this episode.
What the hell is this My Little Pony friendship is magic-ass speech right here? This is not how any of you talk either. I am getting duped by a Fear Demon here, or I drank too much in the drinking competition, and either way, I need some goddamn air for a moment. Let me out. I didn't know there were 4 Fear Demons in this fight either.
Bro, I was trying to tell you what portal to dispel, but you didn't listen. Don't let the Democrats get in your head about the demon rats in front of you.
Hey, Donald, you're doing well, but you probably want to heal here, you know. Grab that last potion you have here.
Fuck. No. Hop off me right now, you 8-legged fearful. Flanagan, flan, fire.
This is for Tupac.
Damn, that death was so brutal, even the fear demons became sentient again. Chalk that up as an 18th death.
I will need my $20 now, please, and thank you, Obama.
Sure thing, Bill. You have more than earned it. Thanks for all your hard work.
Wait, why are you all exchanging money right now? Was this all just one big rigged liberal setup?
Well, it's not really rigged. I let you play normally. Obama just had a theory that if we're overly positive, it might have a reverse emotional amp on your gameplay, and it turns out he was right. I'm only going to do it once for science, though. I am rooting for everyone equally here. I don't have favorites.
Speaking of favorites, I know you love Iron Bull a lot, Donald, but I think you may need to switch him out for Cassandra here. Bull may be good for dragon fights and lower-level encounters, but these demons are popping him way too fast to matter all that much.
Oh, please. We only need Bull as a distraction, nothing more. Now watch the true might of Fade Magic win the day here. I'm going to revive our Inquisitor, then back out of the fight and drop aggro then. While the demons are distracted by the Royal Arcane Warrior, I am going to disrupt the rift and stun them all in one easy area. Then I'm going to have Varric drop an upgraded bee grenade on these bastards' heads, then pelt them with leaping shots until they drop.
Holy shit, bro. I should have had you when I marched on Denerim.
I don't know whether to be stunned that everything went to plan that perfectly, or laugh at the fact that despite everything going to plan, you accidentally had Lavalin leap off the fort and choke the fight at the end.
Oh, please, we don't even need the Inquisitor to finish off this one demon. We have the ultimate story writer, Varric, here to easy clear.
Not going to lie, if you put Varric in the middle of a close fight, he is going to clinch the win. I proved that 3 times last game.
All right, now we can close up the final rift now that our Inquisitor got his cardio in. So take another shot for the last rift quest finished, viewers. Now let's go check in on the bookworm at the other temple.
Holy hell, this place is completely overgrown with shrubbery, and here I am without my allergy pills. My nose is getting stuffed just looking at this place.
I guess the Avar that maintain this place either don't believe in trimming vines or they don't have any technology to remove said vines. Dealer's choice there.
Time for Colette to earn her research credit, and more importantly, it's time for our Inquisitor to learn about the first Inquisition's based inner circle.
And let rest the lowlanders, worthy of the lady's care. The markings and surrounding artifacts date to Ameridan's time. The references and scripts suggest Avar.
Damn, these guys felled 60 people in a Halo Reach-style last stand. That's really goddamn impressive. They must have had my 2010 Spotify playlist up while clearing through demons.
Please, that's just an average mid-difficulty fight for the Inquisitor and his squad. These guys clearly didn't have the right gear and supplies to do main character activities, and it caught up with them.
I don't know about all that, Donald. They clearly impressed the Avar here enough to honor their burial and probably build this statue here too. You know just how the Inquisitor makes all the random NPCs bricked up at watching us fight and kill stuff, and then give random glaze to the Inquisitor?
Plus, Donald Heron was one of the first Templars and was suffering from massive lyrium withdrawals while fighting 60 enemies, which means he could barely string a sentence together, let alone do a based holy smite against his foes.
Oh wait, a Templar died here and he didn't have his deep blue Everclear pack? Never mind, press a massive F for this fallen soldier. He deserved better.
You don't think the inscription could refer to Ameridan himself?
It's possible, but Ameridan would have been recognized as a leader, which the inscription might have noted out of respect. And a breath in the hunt? Why note that your hunt continues unless your remaining prey was someone important?
Looks like the other fallen soldier here was a dwarf. It's too bad Georgie isn't here to honor her, along with Ren and Tug.
2 elven mages, a Templar and a dwarf. That honestly sounds like the squad we are going to make when we roll D&D characters up, with George being honest.
Georgie isn't here, so I will say the line, it sounds like a whole lot of heavy foreshadowing. Let's see if it pays off. I'm just glad she can get some history from this ruin because I can't make any kind of reference to the statues here.
I think it's important to say we don't know an official race for Heron, even as I reread my notes here. They were childhood friends with Ameridan, who was a Dale's elf, which leads me to think he was an elf as well. However, I can't even recall an in-game example of a non-human Templar in the Order, so it's really a toss-up. I'm positive his race was meant to be ambiguous and lost to time, so as always, viewers, you can weigh in on what you believe Heron was.
It said she met Ameridan while dealing with a demon, but it's not known why Ameridan was there. Demons aren't common in the deep roads, but they were a problem for the Inquisition at the time. Arina knew she could help, so she joined Ameridan.
Apparently Heron and Orna had some sort of rivalry, or maybe even a enemies-to-lovers situation going on, so the classic elf and dwarf feud makes perfect sense in my eyes.
Some claim she was actually from one of Orzamar's noble families, but who can say? She never used her last name on the surface, and once exiled, the family likely struck her name from personal documents. Professor Kenrick petitioned Orzamar's Shaperate to grant access to their records, but the request was turned
So
down.
looks like the only way we can help our baddie bookworm out is to go back to the war table and hit up King Bellin for a favor to get her permanent record shared with us. Are you boys going to go ahead and do that now?
Well, we can, but there's actually quite a few war table quests that unlock as we help the Avar clan out, and making too many detours doesn't really sound like exciting content. So let's go meet the clan now, unlock a few more war table actions, then we can go back and do them all in one go.
Thank God, because I wasn't about to go back to Skyhold anyway. That 4-minute lore yap session already made my trigger finger itchy. It's time we pull up in style on some more barbarians and do a good old-fashioned Dracolisk drive-by.
I'm happy you are enjoying your mount showcase, Donald, but do you think my mount might get shown sometime today? I've been waiting a while, and I don't know how much traveling we will still get done.
Relax, Barry. It is Donald's episode, so of course he gets to ride and show off his favorite mount more, just like I am going to show off my mount more next episode, and then you can show off your mount in your next episode and the final base game episode of our President's Play series.
Joe, you know that I can't use my mount at the Mythal Temple, right? I don't even know if I will get a chance to show it off in my next episode. I kind of got screwed out of the plan. Being honest, since I can't bring mounts in the deep roads either.
That's quitter talk. You should grab that elk and throw it at the timber dragon to rupture its spine and explode the fucking sun while you're at it. Show that bitch who's boss.
God, bro, I'm not going to lie. I haven't seen tension this high since the homie Anders and Carl. I will be real.
So I get they did this favor quest, so we have to at least meet the main faction of this DLC organically. But you're telling me with all our resources, the Inquisition couldn't just spare a boat of our own to sail across the island? We have to borrow this guy's ship.
I feel like in a world filled with magic, and given how haunted this island is, it wouldn't be absurd just to say instead of a boat, we need a magical lantern to ward the spirits away to cross the island successfully. Or that the lantern is grafted into the boat, and that's why we need to borrow this boat.
If I give you the boat, and you anger the spirits and die, or the lowlanders...
I'm more so just eye-rolling at the fact that we can't just say screw this guy and go Grand Theft Auto on this dude's boat. What exactly would he do to stop us exactly? I mean, for God's sake, if we were in Origins, we could have murder-knifed this guy and taken his boat just for the laughs.
I'm pretty sure that would piss everyone in the tribe off, and not only would we not have allies for later, but we would probably end up at war with two whole barbarian tribes, not just one. These guys seem pretty fiercely loyal to each other. It probably only takes a small slight to set them all off.
I highly doubt these guys go to war that quickly. The Thane here at least has a good head on her shoulders. Also, Donald, are you okay? Do you need help finding the last one or something? Because I don't mind showing you where it's at.
Oh, piss off. I can find it on my own. Just be patient. And there it was, apparently in a place I had already checked a few dozen times. Now let's go check in on the rock climbing tribe.
Damn, look at them go, just hooting and hollering and having a grand old time. No phone in sight, just people enjoying the moment.
I guess all these guys collected their gym badges because that's the only way I know how people can rock climb that fast.
They are climbing pretty fast, but I would say that rock wall is only a grade 3, maybe a grade 4. It's a pretty straightforward path. Someone definitely made that purposely.
What the hell is a grade 3 or 4, and more importantly, how do you know anything about it, Nerd Bama?
I read mostly, but I do exercise a little, Donald. Climbing is good for the brain.
That guy on the right definitely threw at the end. He just straight up stopped moving and let the other guy climb ahead for the win. This was definitely rigged from the start.
The rams over come sunrise.
May your people be as strong as your hold beast.
You're telling me that question about how your hold beast is doing didn't raise any alarm bells? That's exactly what every villain says in the movies when they captured the main character's son to goad him into acting reckless.
You will face the full might of the jaws of Hakkon.
This guy really talked a big game, like we haven't been tearing his dumb Ice Tribe limb from limb and capturing their camps one by one. I guarantee when we fight Buddy, it will be the easiest goddamn fight of the episode.
Talking up that fight a little early, Donald. We have plenty more to go before we get to Mr. Freeze over here. Anyways, did we really have to have a loading screen just to teleport her from the camp to her throne room? We seriously couldn't just have a small cutscene where we walk and talk with her until she leads us to her tent?
That sounds like it would cost a lot of money, and as we all know, BioWare is a small indie game company with a limited budget from one of the richest game publishers on the planet.
Oh yeah, especially for the highest selling game in BioWare's career and for the expanded DLC content released after the fact. We definitely needed to cut corners here, no way around it.
To the dead is a worthy quest. Any help we can offer is yours. Sadly, the jaws of Hakkon will not offer so warm a welcome. You have met their Thane, Gerd Harrison.
I'm really glad we relearned that the barbarians that attack us on sight while screaming zealot ideologies are going to be hostile and want our blood. I don't think we could have known that otherwise.
All right, again, am I the only person that kind of likes these guys? Compared to the non-stop slog of fights we have been doing for the last hour, these guys at least have some good personality to them.
No, I like them too. They give us some great lore and perspectives that we otherwise would never have gotten, and they have a lot of little character stories in this camp that are better side quests than most of the base game. It really just comes down to the jaws of Hakkon being really lame and the main story being a bit half-baked.
Damn, Barry, tell me how you really feel. I'm sort of in between the jaws, at least have something going on besides just rampaging cult, and they have history to boot, but on the other hand, they definitely are just evil for evil's sake.
I mean, they got fucked up by Darkspawn. That's at least somewhat of an explanation, although why they are evil is just because they follow and worship a demon dragon. I would have liked to see some kind of demon blood explanation, like how all of these guys are actually Reavers, but with demon blood and are a victim of zealotry out of desperation.
Years ago, after the Blight took their hold, there was land enough for both, so we were friendly. We did not see their anger. Gerd Harrison lost too many in his hold to Darkspawn. He thought only of battle and war. To avenge a wrong is a good thing, but only a fool lights the world on fire to do it.
I'll speak with you later.
Hold on, Donald. I have one or two more questions I want to ask Sunhair here. Like how she got her name. We also straight up forgot to ask her for the boat, too.
Oh, fuck, you're right, my bad.
How did you get the name Sunhair?
I was born Svara Janisdottir. For my legend mark, I once fought a battle with my hair on fire.
You lit your hair on fire?
An enemy archer lit my hair on fire. I was locked shield
That was
to
not
shield
the
with
reason
bow,
I had in mind
and
for
I had
being
no
called
time to douse
Sunhair,
it.
but it's based that
It
even though
scared
her
my
attack stat was halved
My
with the
hair
burn
was braided
statue's
long
effect,
enough that I could
that she
spare
still had time to throw hands with the enemy.
There's a lot more Pokemon references in this episode than I thought there would be. I wonder if our editor has something specific planned for that.
Ah, Rolfson. He worries like a scared baby goat. The boat is yours. Tell him I said so.
You're the one they speak about.
Well, next up, we might as well go around the camp and check in with everyone first on the list. Is Hellsdim a merchant who can be recruited for the Inquisition if we collect a few papers for him around the basin? He is also a bit of a conspiracy theorist and more well-traveled than the rest of his clan.
Have you traveled outside of Stone Bear Hold?
Course Mountain Father provides, but press us and we'll admit there's lowlander goods we can't craft ourselves. I sell our goods there.
It's curious that this guy became a merchant because an old trader taught him the basics of being a merchant. There's a hidden story there that we don't really know about.
I'm just surprised that recruiting him isn't as easy as a war table perk, or using Varric as a companion. That's usually how easy it is to recruit companions after all in this game.
Surely you can get a fair price for your goods closer than Valroyo.
Oh God, I remember this guy now. Despite being a martial class barbarian, he has a soft spot for the French and their French cities, and is going to give them some empty glaze. Sorry, buddy, but the French suck ass, and it's time you learn.
You said this guy is a conspiracy theorist, Barry. How so?
Well, much of the codex on him in A Conspiracy of Dunces is a satire on conspiracy theories. Ordo Templis Royalis is a reference to the Ordo Templi Orientis, both as a reference to Templars, and that Crowley's organization is a staple of conspiracy theory claims. Sir Yeek and the Snake Kings are a reference to David Icke's theory of reptilian aliens secretly taking over the world. Anyways, we will gather the rest of the notes off screen and check back with him when we are wrapping up, but for now, let's move on to our next named NPC.
Ooh, we have a bard this time around. Maybe we can tune each other's instruments sometime. The girl at Skyhold never wants to do a duet together, and my beautiful bard is always busy now.
Unfortunately, she is not really a musical bard, so I doubt she would oblige Joey. But she does have historical stories for us, just like Liliana from Origins. So it's kind of similar if you squint your eyes enough.
I just find it interesting that this civilization has last names based on your most important deeds in your life, and it's what other people in the tribe have to decide for you. It's a nice, simple way to make these guys stand out from other towns we visited, but still make your area a believable place in your setting.
I call being Donald Mage Kicker for my most memorable moment of curbing the mage population in Dragon Age 2, including Daenerys and Quentin.
My most memorable moment was starting the first ever song in Origins with Liliana, so I guess I will be Joe Songsworn.
Well, everyone knows me for my lore yaps, so I guess I will be Barack Lorelayer for how I always lay out the most detailed lore on friend and foe.
Well, what I'm known most for, I don't really want to talk about, so I'd like to take over the narrative here for once and say that my contribution in the Dragon Age writing room should be lauded in this series, and I should henceforth be named Bill the Baseline. For laying the groundwork in the Dragon Age setting.
Well, damn, that was probably our most wholesome bit of the episode, and it came from a Scald bard of all things. Next up, let's talk to the one-leg wonder in the camp.
Oh, come on, Donald. He ended up breaking his leg helping out someone from his own clan when he fell off a boat and started drowning.
You seem troubled. Is it your injury?
in part. Guy de Meerdotten prepares my father's body for sky burial.
Wow. Shit.
Hey, Varric, said the line boys.
The craziest part is that the dude he saved isn't going out of his way to return the favor by hunting with him, to bring pelts to honor his dead dad. I guess that's what goes for gratitude in this tribe.
Given how this is framed, I am guessing this isn't like the companions from Skyrim. Your strength doesn't come from unity, but from within here. And I guess no one is allowed to help him, let alone get the pelts for him.
Well, let's go hit up the Undertaker here so we can pick up yet another side quest that only we as the main characters can solve.
You know, if I remember right, what we do here affects our, camp approval system for the Avar. Do you want to go over how that works, Barry?
Sure thing, Joe, especially since this girl doesn't really have any new information for us on her own about the quest. Essentially, every quest here gains approval for the Avar camp, but just like the Dalish camp, certain choices can give higher or lower approval, this being the main one, since we can gain +2 or none at all, depending on who we give the 3 Fade Hides to. Unlike the Dalish camp, though, there's no way to lose approval, and we only need 5 points to complete the quest, get the achievement, and more importantly, unlock the ability to judge the bear at the end of the main quest.
We also get a cool title here for completing the quest too, which in my opinion is way better than any reward the tree huggers give us. Anyway, since this quest really won't be the make or break on whether we earn their approval or not, we might as well help the one-legged guy out and reward him for following the rule of no one left behind.
As disappointing as that may be, it is not my place to ignore the gods' laws on a whim. I honor them in word and spirit.
I like how the Undertaker here straight up gave advice on how to help our guy out, too. She's at least the one person who knows how to think outside the box.
To undo it may be to undo their will. A gift from another does not bear this weight. Holden's soul could travel easily.
Well, we almost have covered everyone here. I think there's one more named Avar member to talk to.
Great. And of course, we have to talk to the freaky ghost guy next. He better not ask to touch anything of ours.
Don't throng. Behold, worthy ones, the man who blazes like fire and mends the air.
Oh, crap.
Oh, demon summoning. Delightful.
I am the Ogre of Stonebear Hold. I greet you, as do our gods and the gods
If
of
you
our
bring
ancestors.
Cole here for this scene, he says hi to all the spirits here so casually, like he knows them from school or something. It's adorable.
This guy loves spirits almost as much as someone else we know in our squad. Hell, he is basically Solus, but a human with a beer belly instead of an egg shape.
You're closer on that comparison than you would think, Bill. The augur here is clearly spirit-sensitive, as he is able to commune with the spirits and introduce them to us. He is also commonly known as a hedge mage, which is a magic user who is self-taught outside of the chantry or wardens, of which he is one of 3 in-game, the other 2 being Solus and Morrigan, although Solus and Morrigan obviously had better guidance than most. Finally, if we drink from the well, he can offer some insight and unique dialogue about what he senses from us and how we now have a connection to their gods, same as the augur.
Wait, wouldn't Hawk and Bethany technically be hedge mages too?
They are a bit of a gray area. Since Malcolm Hawk was a circle mage, it's implied he gave Hawk and Bethany the same training as if they were circle mages, albeit with much more limited resources.
Solus would low-key love this place. They take literal spirits inside of them, teach them things, maybe make out with them a little, if they are ancient Greek pilled, and then move on to the next.
It's a shame that 1, Solus only has a few minor interactions here, 2 or 3 from my memory, and 2, this is a DLC released after the base game, so you might not even have Solus still in your party.
Oh, perhaps not. It's time the spirit in her was free.
She's possessed? An abomination?
Every mage in the hold is made one with the gods until they're strong enough. I thought Sigrid strong enough. Exile was her own notion.
Damn, y'all have Thanksgiving here too. I guess humanity really isn't that different no matter where you go. I wonder if they talk and debate about spirit politics at the dinner table, same as us.
I don't know, the spirits here certainly seem rather chatty. They know about what main quest we are currently on, for example. They know about our influence as Inquisitor, and most importantly, they know about our mark, since the spirits of the Fade can see that thing for miles, apparently.
Probably because we have the pure concentration of the Mountain Dew Fade woven into our hand. That might explain why so many demons are pouring out of the rifts the longer this goes on. They are hearing about us and want to square up.
That shit is basically a Pip-Boy light on crack while you are trying to sneak through dead money to put it into game terms.
And shares it with the hold. I make their will known to us, and ours to them.
So you're an ambassador to the local spirits?
They protect the hold. They help drive off spirits who've gone bad with rage or gloom. The gods live with us. Ignore their offerings, offer them nothing, and it weakens us all.
You let spirits possess your mages on purpose?
What better teacher than one woven from magic? The spirits in the hold have helped us in this way for hundreds of years. Once a mage masters their powers, their teacher departs, duty ended. Unless the mage is weak.
Abominations, wandering freely around the village. What a wonder we do not do this in civilized cities.
Unsurprising, the Royal Robe is not vibing with this pro-demon and abomination agenda that these guys have going on. Now that we have our last quest picked up, we can finally move on from these guys and get into some gameplay again. I'm amazed that the DLC about the Ferelden Barbarians has more dialogue than the DLC concerning the base dwarves.
Actually, Donald, we still have one more thing to talk to them about, and it's actually a main story quest this time around. We need to talk to Sunhair about helping us fight the Hakkonites and grab the quest to find their bear in the swamp.
Finding a captured bear? I hope we won't have to kill like 36 goblins this time around. That could get messy fast.
I would welcome any assistance you could offer.
Bathing my blade in the blood of the Hakkonites would be cause for a feast for most in this hold. The Hakkonites are fools, and they have forgotten the old ways. But we have pledged peace with them. To attack with lowlanders at our side would make us oathbreakers.
Okay, girl, I get that traditionally breaking a peace treaty is a bad idea for the one who does it. But sometimes you just have to say, fuck it, we ball. Let's see how bad we can possibly be.
Donald, that's a war crime.
Nah, Joe, he is being real. You wouldn't understand because you got spared a second term. But once you're in that second term, you remember how our advisors just kind of stopped caring about ethics speeches. The war crimes just start oozing out when you don't have to bother with re-election, I swear.
Has not been seen in days. The Hold fears for her. I cannot ask the Hold to break peace oaths unless Storvacker returns.
So is this girl just non-confrontational or something? Because it seems here that she almost knows the Hakkonites stole their whole beast, but when that guy started talking sus about how her whole beast is doing, she didn't even respond or press him on it.
I guess she is too political-minded for her own good bill.
So what? Bears work like dog logic. As long as we aren't nervous and act tough, the bear will just kind of vibe with us. It was that simple all this time?
Yes, it is, Sleepy, and it explains why you got a damn death to a singular bear, since finding your confidence is like finding the One Piece.
Rude. I mean, that's pretty comparable to real life if you think about it. If you act calm towards a bear and just talk to it, then it likely won't charge. If it does charge, you're supposed to stand tall and not act like prey so it doesn't feel like it has a chance with you. Honestly, why the bears just skip all those steps is beyond me. Either it's mating season and every bear is trying to protect its child, or the bears are just on bath salts.
Made it sound like you were willing to break your oath.
I could say that Avar hold all oaths sacred, that no true Avar would break them. It would be a good lie. Lowlanders doubtless say the same of themselves. A cunning Thane can find a hole in the tent of any promise. A place for the cold wind to sneak in. We are bone and blood. Oaths last until they are broken.
All right, thank God that puts a wrap on the camp conversations for now, so let's dive into some quest content, so we can finally get back to bashing in heads soon. First off, let's investigate the ritual site, since it's like 20 feet from the camp, and apparently no one from the camp paid it any mind.
This is like the one search quest that doesn't really need the chimes in order to find what you need. The 4 investigation points have clear out-of-place assets in a wide open area. Still, that isn't how the game works mechanically, so I get needing to add the chimes.
You are heavily underselling how easy it is for gamers to miss things in non-puzzle games, Obama. As annoying as the search chimes are, the alternative to not putting anything and having players eyeball it is what leads to a YouTube video with like 1 million views randomly.
All right, I found the first 2 easy enough, but I'm clearly missing something. Where the hell is it?
Well, viewers, we cut ahead because Donald couldn't find the big open scorch mark in the middle of the cave.
Hop off, Sleepy, it's dark in here.
It happens from time to time if one stops a spell mid-incantation.
Thanks for the science lesson, girl boss. Well, it's time to go back to the damsel and ask her a few more questions about why she pretended to do the ritual, but ended up just burning some grass in a cave instead.
How irresponsible doesn't she know that only she can prevent forest fires?
I'm just going to be upfront with you, Donald. Yes, this girl is an abomination technically, and no, we don't have the option to put her down here. We have 2 choices here, both of which help her in a way.
Of course, the mage-sided agenda strikes again in Origins. We could have attacked her before even letting her get a word in edgewise. Whatever, just tell us about your trauma, or whatever. We have plenty of time in this episode, apparently.
They weren't burnt at all.
I brought more than I needed. When I fled, I left everything.
Damn, we are really fact-checking this girl left and right. I feel like we switched from Dragon Age to Phoenix Wright.
I feel like these checks should be special to the arcane knowledge perk. A mage companion or a mage inquisitor? I know our inquisitor is experienced, but how would he know all of this on his own when he is a rogue?
Perhaps it would be easier to confess what happened to a stranger than to your people.
So even a stranger senses my shame. I made no offering. I prepared. I began the spell to release the spirit here with me.
And?
I could not do it. I have no close companions in the hold, no kin. I cannot lose my only friend.
Wait, so hang on, this girl is bound to a spirit who has been helping her out and teaching her things, and now she doesn't want to let go of it, not only because it helps her, but she formed a friendship with it? Why do I suddenly feel a twinge of relatability to this girl for some reason?
No idea, bro. She is a mage, likely banging a demon. She deserves a good hard curb, regardless of the sub-story.
Seriously, you all can't think of a reason why you might relate. Who the hell writes this stuff?
Yeah, I am not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I am just going to go over the choices we have here. We can either send her to the augur, where it's assumed he will help her carry on the ritual she didn't want to do herself, or more interestingly, we can recruit her as an agent, which gives the same experience and point reward, but we now have an agent as well as a war table quest we can finish for some extra influence. It will cost some companion approval, but I humbly ask that we do it anyway.
You know, I should reject that and send her for help with the based mage hater squadron in tow, but a small bit of me thinks she will be useful, so fuck it. Let's do the option that gives us a better reward.
If she cannot, Inquisitor, the consequences are yours to bear.
Goddamn Q, the everyone hated that meme. Even Varric tapped into his Hawk Templar opinions and said we should throw her out the airlock.
Obviously, Varric was referencing the based homie Anders with that line, if you couldn't tell viewers.
All right, with the spirit lover acquired, we can finally have some combat again while we hunt for the three beasts that are huffing on fade fumes and getting jacked, apparently.
Spy, ha. Goon, spy. Goon, spy.
Donald, please, for the love of God, we know you can fight this thing. Just move on before my eardrums get ruptured.
Oh, for God's sakes, whatever. I guess this is just our new normal now. King Crimson!
Looks like you skipped a little too far ahead, Donald. We went from the first Fade Beast to the last in like under a minute.
I'm not going to bother saying anything about it because I am the one who asked after all, and I know how that goes. Joe, are you good, or do you need some deep breathing?
No, I'm fine. I think that should be the last spider we see in the game besides those little fear ones that the demons summon. I can handle it.
Yeah, get a room, you two, but back to me. Are you all seeing this advanced sniping gameplay going on right now? This dumbass lizard can't even hit me from all the way up here, and I am getting a crit every shot since I am so damn high up from this guy.
Yeah, I also saw you throw every third arrow straight into the ground, getting 0 airtime though. Sort of like me trying to fire one of those things. Way to be realistic, Donald.
1,000 damage a hit is still pretty crazy though. This should be easy money and an easy shot once we take out the last of these guys here. Hey Barry, now that I regained myself a little, I have a quick question about my next episode, if you don't mind.
Sure thing, Joe. We definitely have nothing but time for this episode, so what's up?
So I know I am doing the last 3 companion quests with Josephine, Liliana, and Blackwall, and I have the Calpurnia quest to tackle as well, but what else am I doing next episode? I am a little bit lost on the details.
You have actually a big list, Joe, but they are all relatively short quests. Josephine, Liliana, Blackwall, and Calpurnia should only take you 10 or so minutes each. Then you have the Storm Coast Red Templar quest to tackle, and the Storm Coast Dragon. You have a mega rift to tackle in the Hinterlands, a small camp to tackle in the Hissing Wastes, and finally the Elven Temple and the Emerald Graves is unlocked for us.
Don't forget you have the Dew Lion's High Dragon to take out Too Sleepy. I saved one for you after all, and it would be rude to pass it up.
Jesus Christ, all right, someone just write that down on a shopping list. There is no way I am going to remember all that.
Well, take another shot, viewers, for the Fade creatures killed, and as I already said, I'm going to give the hides to the one-legged wonder.
Let's look for any more skulls.
Now let's go save a bear from an unbearable situation.
We have a few totems and a few companion yaps to get through first, though. This won't be without a little burden to bear.
Guys, come on. I am sure our viewers can't bear to listen to all these puns. Let's let them yap.
Barbwood, a parasitic tree that grows through the body of its host. Useful in alchemy, makes terrible furniture.
What sort of uses does it have?
The sap makes potent restorative potions. Extracts from the leaves are useful for transmutations. Harvesting either one is too dangerous to attempt often. More's the pity.
Vivian acting like Bill Nye, the science guy, throwing fun facts like that at us. Probably some of the most personality we have gotten from her.
Men, and something big. This could be tied to that Avar bear. No corpse and no cart to carry a bear. Wherever it isn't far.
And here is the massive unit, and probably the best thing about these Avar himself, Storvacker. Let's break him out and let these frosty assholes play dead for once. Go for the eyes, boy. Go for the eyes.
This is the most Origins Ranger-pilled we have been since Origins. I wonder if anyone loved this guy so much that they played a ranger with a bear companion named Storvacker.
I don't know if they did, but you just gave me a great idea for my next personal run of Origins, so thanks for the great idea, Joe. Also, Donald, we should loot around this room in this area once we are done killing this next wave here. There's 2 really good chests with some random loot. One of the notes we need to recruit the conspiracy theorist, and finally collecting the bone totems around the swamp completes a quest that can earn us 2 additional approval in the camp.
Yeah, I get it. Crack the whip more, Obama.
This isn't the last time we will fight with our bear brother, and I love that for us. So I have a question, Barry, if you will indulge me. You got 5 deaths last episode, and Donald is at 17 deaths now, if I remember hearing Joe correctly earlier. So what's the current score of deaths going into the final 2 episodes of Inquisition now?
Oh, right. Thanks for that, Bill. It's been a while since we did a recap, although our editor did do a post earlier this week. Right now, I am at 14 deaths, Joe is at 15 deaths, and Donald is at 17 deaths. This is Donald's last episode to make his mark on the death competition, and he sets the tone for how well both me and Joe need to do. Joe has the shortest episode, but he has the most variable enemies and bosses to fight. I have probably the longest episode in the series for my next episode, which means more chances to screw up. But if Donald has 17 deaths, that gives me at least 2 or 3 deaths to work with, depending how well Joe does.
And who's to say I won't go deathless next episode, giving you only 1 deathberry?
I suppose anything is possible, but you have 2 dragon fights and a Red Templar fight next time, Joe. I have my apprehensions on that deathless episode. But yeah, if Donald wants a chance in this episode, he probably doesn't want to die any more times, so that me and Joe have the smallest deficit to contend with, because I know I am not dying to Corypheus, so something crazy would have to happen at the Mythal Temple to trip me up 3 times or more.
Well, you got 5 deaths last episode, Obama. I wouldn't be too cocky here. And like you said, all it takes is a few slip-ups, and the Dawn will reign supreme. What happens if we end up with a tie, though?
You know, I never really thought about that happening, being honest. I kind of hope it doesn't, just to be less complicated. But my first thought is we settle it in the multiplayer, where 3 of us play, and the highest score and least deaths win, but we will see what happens when it happens.
Sounds easy. That just means if the worst comes to pass, and I tie up with you all I really have to do here is stay safe and bait you all into a few deaths, so I can nudge ahead.
You're thinking way too small, Sleepy. You have to go big time with this. If this comes to pass, then we are going to need some highballs gameplay. And I am the one to bring the highballs gameplay into Inquisition, given our scores.
I have to admit, I really thought, given the scores, this would be an easy sweep for Obama again, like in Origins. This competition got really close and really intense for some reason.
She is fine. As for what they were going to do, my hunters brought items back from where they held Storvacker.
This is the last bit of side content we have to tackle before we go on our main quest deep dive. This first mission, though, counts as main story content since we needed the Avar on our side anyway to storm their base later on.
A demon bound into a dragon and then called a god. I just realized that these Ferelden frosty fucks just straight up copied Daddy June and his crew plan at my creation. My elven lawyers will see your barbarian ones in court, Hakkon.
Something tells me the elven lawyers are not going to hold up in any modern-day court, bro. You might as well just challenge them to a duel. It would have more of a effect.
They basically went Pacific Rim, but make it in the Dragon Age universe. The Avar were getting destroyed by the demon dragon rampaging on the land, so they built their own demon dragon to fight the first one.
That's pretty goddamn ridiculous, but also pretty accurate.
Unfortunately, the plan they had was super unethical because just like during Solas's quest, this spirit, which was once able to communicate and accept prayers from all Avar, became bound to this world and likely became a demon, although a demon believing its purpose is to live as an ice god.
Who knew Solas's quest would have so much relevance to the DLC spirits really have their own confusing hierarchy and politics to them? I guess the fact that the Hakkonites don't see this as a punishment of their god, but the fact that their god is here to rule is a sort of different side of the same coin type of argument. Even if, again, the game gives us almost nothing on these guys lore-wise.
I'm sure the Hakkonites were probably a victim of cut content or just scrapped early to give us a big bad villain like they did with Themi in Origins.
But we have no need of your lowlands. Not when our goats are fat and our fish are plenty. And not when the sky is torn with demons. Only a fool fights in a burning boat.
Based on what we know, what must we do to stop the jaws of Hakkon?
Their hold is an old lowland fortress. It is shielded
Damn
by
girl, did you
rainbow
have to give
ice.
us spoilers like that? I mean, I am glad you're down to raid their ice temple with us, but you could have let us see the ice temple for ourselves first. Anyways, let's give the Fade hides to the one-legged wonder and keep our approval grind going.
From you.
Inquisitor, I can't.
Consider my gift to the Hold a gift to you. Though perhaps don't spread that around.
But the Huntmaster...
Said he'd accept an offering from the hand that gave it.
I don't know what to say.
Just take care of yourself.
Thank you.
That was probably the easiest speech check of Varric's life, but I guess he can relate to this quest since losing his father was also a big deal for him, and it's why he took point here.
Well, that's 2 points now that we talked to the Undertaker and got her blessing. Now let's get another one and show all the notes to the camp's conspiracy theorist. Viewers, I know we mostly collected the notes off screen, but one was by the Fade Rift Donald died at, one is at the center of the map near one of the trail markers, one is by the collapsed aqueduct where a shard finder is, and the last one is by Storvacker's prison.
Yeah, it was basically too much searching around in an episode that is well over 2 hours in length.
Turned the pages into a real book.
Is that all right?
It's beautiful. Here, in return.
Bro is amazed that his ramblings became a nice-looking hardcover book. I know that feeling all too well. I hope every writer watching it can get that feeling too one day.
Getting a little too real with the viewers today, aren't we, Obama?
Everything has an explanation, Inquisitor. Through the actions of men or the gods. We're all connected in a web of amazing things. I feel it. I only need the right vantage to
Anyways, dude, traveling is cool, but traveling while passively getting your bag up is way better. So how about you seek employment with the winning team?
You wish me to join you? Your Inquisition?
Well, no one would peg you as a spy. Just maybe write back more facts and less theory.
Oh, damn, Varric is taking point today, isn't he? He is really vibing with the Avar. Apparently, I would have thought Bull would have more to say, being on their wavelength, but I guess not.
Pay me to write to you.
All right, 2 agents and 4 approval points later, we can do one more side quest to earn the camp's approval. It's time to beat the shit out of these guys and earn their respect.
This reminds me of the arena in the middle of the Legion camp in New Vegas.
It's kind of similar except for the fact that all of these fights are non-lethal and a female Inquisitor can join as well without getting backslapped into the 1950s.
That doesn't sound similar at all, actually. I will be real with you. Anyways, boys, it's been almost an hour and a half. Isn't this normally the time we ask a comment question for that sweet, sweet viewer engagement?
Okay, good call, Bill. Donald, what do you have prepped for us?
Yeah, I got you all. So viewers, Obama mentioned this forever ago, but there are actually 2 human tribes in Ferelden, the Chastened and the Avar. Technically 3, but the 3rd clan became civilized Ferelden a long time ago. So if you could have a companion that represented one of these tribes in Dragon Age, what would it be and what would their deal be? As for me, though, I would do the Chastened, primarily whatever the hell Kahir was from Dragon Age 2. Bro was able to break mages into his service and claimed he doesn't really care about serving the Duke, but just like Battle Beast, he wants to fight strong and worthy opponents. It would have been interesting to see someone that battle-crazed join Inquisition or Hellvale Guard if it wanted to have some backbone.
All right, I like where you're going with this, Donald, and I think I have my own idea. I would have liked a brand new companion introduced specifically for this DLC, but obviously introduced at the start of the game, not just whenever you tackled this mission. They would be Avar from Stone Bear Hold, but would have been exiled to find their own way perhaps after breaking tradition and staying bonded to a spirit inside them that gives them powers in battle. The Spirit Warrior hybrid would have given access to a new specialization that uses Fade magic combined with martial prowess, and the companion quest would have been added right to Stone Bear Hold here after completing the main story of Hakkon. I get that's a lot of content, but keep in mind, this DLC was like $15 back in the day. They could have easily shrunk down a few side quests in favor of a whole companion.
All right, I am going to throw a curveball to my normal mage bias here and give dog lovers a win in Inquisition that they desperately need. Obviously, that means we need a Ash Warrior companion who fights with the best good boy a main character can ask for a Mabari. They would be a Ash Warrior maybe deep-rooted in faith, and that's why they would break from the ranks of the Ferelden military and join up with us, maybe being an Ostagar veteran to boot. Their specialization would be for rogues, and be something along the lines of an Ash Warrior scout who uses animals to fight with him while he attacks from stealth. His companion quest could maybe be along the lines of hunting down a Ferelden criminal that was his assignment before joining the Inquisition, just off the top of my head.
Okay, boys, great picks, but as always, Based Bill has a curveball going your way with my pick. I would choose a Augur or Augur apprentice of the Avar, who has a spirit bound with them, same as Obama's idea, except this one would be a mage, so the relation would be closer. The specialization would be similar to Anders, where the human side would be focused on healing the party, while the spirit side would be focused on damage dealing. The quest would be just like Obama's 2, either release the spirit or deepen the connection between the two, but as a mage, the spirit could more often come out, and let's say you can even get freaky with the spirit in classic BioWare fashion before the casual sex police banned the practice.
All right, Bill, that is definitely right up your alley. I don't know why anyone expected anything different. Well, viewers, now it's your turn to pick what companion from the Avar Chastened or Ash Warriors you would want, and feel free to get creative. Our editor reads everyone, and his favorite will be featured next episode, but with that all being said, Bill, mind featuring our favorite comment from last episode?
Sure thing, Donald. Our featured comment comes from Goon Tycoon, amazing name by the way, who said their favorite point of Dwarven culture is the Kal-Shirok dwarves, who have always been described to be different from Orzammar dwarves in both culture and almost in pure biology sometimes. But then Veilguard just had them ingrained with the Titan lore, and the Darkspawn were more of an afterthought. He said he would have liked them to explore the Blight connection with Kal-Shirok and how these dwarves might have survived by being able to slow the calling further, tying in the hero of Ferelden's story to the Kal-Shirok dwarves, which is something we discussed earlier this episode too. Thank you for your comment and can't wait to see what ideas you have for a Ferelden clan's companion.
Well, that calls it for the comment question, and just in time too, because Donald ran out of potions but was just barely able to squeeze a win out of the arena fight, which is another point towards the camp approval quest.
Barely pulled out a win my ass. This fight was easy money, Nerd Bama. I was in control the entire time. Now, do you mind telling me why we are talking to the freaky ghost guy again?
Sure thing. We still have one more stop to go to finish up all the quests here, and we have to ask the Augur about the bone totems we found in the area. He is going to give us some Veil Fire, where we just read some runes near the Undertaker, read the codexes, then come back to him and explain the point of the bone totems ourselves.
I'm going to stop you right there, Barry. We are not reading codexes, even if we weren't on a time crunch, which we are. So can you just tell us what they teach us, and we will relay it back to the Augur?
Whatever, just read the runes, then walk back to the Augur and select renewal for 2 points instead of 1. You guys are no fun sometimes, I swear.
All the god runes, and I'll tell you why the Jaws of Hakkon did this.
I found all the Veilfire runes around the village.
What did you take as the purpose of the tale?
It was about your gods returning, but in different forms.
One of our oldest stories. Taught to us as children by the Skalds. Mountains crack, forests burn. The gods change and die. Hakkon's followers want him
Well,
alive.
damn, that was quicker than I thought. Now I feel a little bad. It looks like we unlocked a few war table quests while we were here, Barry. Why don't we take a minute to tackle them and fully wrap up the Stone Bear Hold storyline?
Sure, I can work with that. So first up, we have a request from some scholars at the Orlesian University and a few independent mages that want to study the safe abomination that we just recruited from the Avar. Cullen is of course pissed and offended by this suggestion, but we get a better reward if we go with Josephine's parlor tour suggestion. So I will send her off to meet some scholars and take my higher influence gain and crafting materials.
All right, I guess we are doing this, so let's go all the way. Next up, we can contact the base dwarves for any records on Ameridan's former squad mate, Orinna. Considering we cleared entire deep roads out and found several artifacts for the little guys, I'm sure they know they owe us a few records here and there. I will have the basic bard trade some Carta-snitch knowledge in exchange for the Shapewrit records, and we can all come away the better with us getting a demon-slaying rune for our trouble.
I like to imagine the rumors Orinna was a noble were encouraged because POTUS, another dwarf hero, was a noble as well. Anyways, next up we found the burial site of the founder of the Avar, and I will have our beautiful bard give the camp their location for some additional approval. And wait, did they just give us a goddamn ham?
That's another reference to Jade Empire, which also has a makeshift ham as a weapon. Last up here, we can do another cultural exchange between the Avar you guys recruited back in the Fallowmire and the Stone Bear Hold, making him not only a based multiplayer character, but also a based ambassador. My favorite part of this quest is not only does this guy flex his strength to the hold, but he ends up banging Thane's Sunhair too while he is here, so my man has riz.
It probably helps that bro is as tall as an oak. Anyways, that calls it for the part 2 of our war table roundup, so let's finally start the main quest of this episode and follow the trial of the Inquisitor on Ghost Island now that we have the boat.
Holy shit, I almost forgot the reason we came to this camp in the first place was to go to Ghost Island. I am amazed we finally had some plot in front of us. I thought this was going to be another filler episode.
It almost felt like that true, but now we can finally dig into the full story of Ameridan. And I asked Donald to swap out Bull for Cassandra when we tackle the main quest, not only for the juicy romance bits, but also because as a seeker, Cassandra can learn a lot about the Inquisitor's story.
Ameridan, why?
It's only temporary until we meet the Elf Inquisitor and learn his story. Once it's time for the Dragon final boss, I'm immediately switching back to our based Reaver Iron Bull. Anyways, let's see what the Green Mountain Dew energy can tell us about the lore here.
Yeah, Barry, you can give your lore reasons as much as you want, but we know for a fact that you really wanted Cassandra here, so you can look at her. You aren't as slick as you might think here.
Now that we know the spirits recognize the Inquisitor, it feels like we are flashing a VIP badge to the Fade to directly speak to whoever is most important.
Talana wanted to reach Ameridan again, one more time, but she couldn't. I couldn't. I died. I tried to stay, but only pieces came through. You opened the sky for the rest of me.
This is going to be the Fade all over again. Do you know where Ameridan is?
Ameridan? Yes. Inquisitor.
The Fade energy is causing a massive lag spike in our recording software, which feels in character, but from what I can tell, this story is going to be one of those classic, tragic, bittersweet endings.
Well, you were right on the money with that bill. She died trying to find her lover again, who went off to fight the dragon, and now all that's left of her body is a bedroll and some pretty flowers that might have been used in the Dreamer ritual.
Worse than that, no one knew Ameridan was an elven hero of Orlais who went to fight a dragon by himself to save Orlais from being attacked from both the Darkspawn and an ice dragon on both fronts. Of course, to not have Orlais panic when a blight is already happening, no one told them that Ameridan was going to do this, and the greatest elven and mage hero in history was never recorded, which led to worse relations for both elf and human and mage relations.
Holy glaze, Batman, he is just an elf robe and an elf dreaming robe. It's not that deep.
Nah, I'd argue it is that deep, Donald. This guy was our predecessor, and everyone forgot who he was and what he did for political reasons.
Orlais must stand unstained, no fear to falter. Please, my feet, for both our peoples. They fought at the shore. Spirits and magic. Cold, so cold. How I found her. How she found us. They rested here, then up the river. Metal spires, a way to stop the dragon. Then Talana returned here, alone, to wait for him. Forever waiting, dreaming, then dead.
We'll find Ameridan. You don't have to wait here anymore.
Thank you. It was hard.
All right, Spirit and lag nonsense aside even, I feel a little bad for this thing. It can't even tell where the Dreamer begins and the Spirit ends. Not to mention, it's acting like a lost dog who stayed because its owner told them to preserve the notes for others to find. And it even gives us an upgrade on our mark. Rest well, little buddy.
Upgrade might be an understatement for a ranged Inquisitor. This is easily the most overpowered ability in the game.
The Aegis of Rift completely deflects ranged and magical attacks thrown at us. And with the upgrade you just got, throws them back at enemies dealing 5 times our character level, which in this case is a massive 130 damage per projectile thrown our way. It includes magic attacks, so Dragon's Breath and spells also are blocked, although the magical mines summoned underneath the rift still can go off as normal. This means that mages can't touch our backline, except for the mind spell trivializing certain encounters. Another reason we did this DLC, second, is because if I had this for the Descent DLC, I could have easily one-shot the Shawbreedle without hitting them, since every bolt they fired at us would deal 100 or so damage, meaning you can easily kill them with their own fire, with how fast the bolters attack.
Finally, an overpowered ability that is special to your rogue archer. I feel like Aegis should have changed depending on class, but it's good that you guys are finally getting to show off how overpowered rogue archers can be in this game.
This fight sort of feels like it was made for an archer in mind. We start off on the high ground and they threw in a bunch of archers on the low ground where we can practice our new toy on them. God, I love it when we curb stomp, but the downfall of these guys needs to be studied. They were intimidating at first, but now they are nothing more than tutorial fodder for the Inquisitor.
It also doesn't hurt that there is an actual tank in the picture now too. Instead of a pure glass cannon blitz team, Mommy Cassandra always carries the boats.
Well, I don't know about all that. Barry Reaver's specialization is a fan favorite in this game, and Cassandra didn't seem to help all that much last episode when the Darkspawn bent you over left and right.
Well, let's go check in on how the bookworm reacts to finding preserved notes for him, as well as how the beautiful Scout Harding is faring too.
Ooh, hell yes, Mommy, I missed you. Ooh.
He should be on watch, but he's gone. Grandin was a good friend of Jace Turbat. One of the
Wait, hold on, that was way longer than some ambient dialogue. Obama, is there a goddamn side quest that we missed?
Oh shit, I forgot there is exactly one side quest that unlocks after we go to the island, my bad. It's very quick though, we can just fast travel to one of the camps and head towards a cave to find our missing scout.
Oh, come on already.
Well, hold on now, boys. This isn't any old quest. It's a quest from the lovely scout harding herself to make her happy. Plus, this quest has a base Templar outcome if we play our cards right.
Boy, peek incoming. Thanks for that, Bill. You definitely came in clutch in getting them on board for this quest. It's really pretty simple. We just search for signs of the scout, wind up in a cave, and make a little decision. Plus, it's probably a quest some viewers haven't seen before since, just like the conspiracy theorist, the quest is easy to miss.
All right, let's just pick up some random Tier 1 supplies that our scouts gathered for us. Definitely going to hang these on the fridge or something. Good work, fellas. So basically, I am just following bodies around the river until we find our scout.
Looks like it, although apparently Bro must have a 5-star bounty or something, because how is he killing this many barbarians on his own?
I mean, it looks like he had some help here and there. I definitely see a few Inquisition scouts among the dead bodies, but this still feels pretty sus. I can't lie.
Oh God, a 5-minute hike later and we found him, but why the hell am I getting Solace Boss vibes from this guy? And not just because Bro is an elf. What the hell kind of good shit are they feeding this guy?
I've abandoned my post, haven't I? I had cause, just missing the permission part.
Harding told us about your friend, Jace.
He was studying at the university. Those Hakkon bastards. Jace wasn't a soldier, he wasn't even armed. After this, he was going to show me Val Royaux.
Damn, Bro thought he was going to score and book a ticket to France with his scholar friend, and instead he got jumped by like 50 dudes. I don't really blame him for the crash out.
Through the jaws of Hakkon, alone.
I wasn't
Wait, he is an elf robe, but he uses a sword instead of a mage stick? That's definitely a new one. I don't know whether to be cautious or impressed.
Something doesn't feel right here. He's not good with offensive spells, but there's like 7 charred bodies in this room with no collateral damage.
It knows what I know. They will not kill more people. Not like
Wait, something saw him when he was injured? Oh shit, we have a stereotypical Kirkwall blood robe on our hands. It's the Ferelden Circle all over again. The liberals may have spared you in Origins, but I am in charge now. And I say we leave no survivors. I already spared my daily quota of abominations for this series. The rest of you can be sorted out in the gates of hell for all I care.
Freeze his demon dick off!
You're not walking out of here, demon.
If you stop me, then I cannot stop them. I won't allow it.
Please don't tell me we miss out on an agent by sparing this guy Barry. He seems downright unhinged, even if he is powerful.
No, we're good here. Although he says he will fight the enemies of the Inquisition, we have no official evidence that is true, which makes sense because it's a demon. It says whatever it can to get a host body. We have no war table quest and we never see him again, but I imagine given it's a rage demon, it will just kill whatever it sees. Plus, killing him gets us more of a reward, since he has a master fire rune on him.
Given the fact that only Cassandra approved with that choice probably means that Vivienne and Varric are already at max approval.
Well, she would have been maxed out too, but last episode we told her not to run for Fantasy Pope and crushed her dreams. So now she is in a weird place approval-wise.
I like how we keep backflipping into the firewall that's supposed to keep us out, but because of all our resistances, it's just kind of a small bother.
This thing is just lucky that I didn't have any ultimate points stored up. Otherwise, I would have just drone-struck this thing into oblivion in under a minute. Still, though, a few more dash-leap combos should take it down, and we can get back to the main story.
Yeah, Bro may have been able to take out a bunch of the Hakkonites with fire spells, but our squad is way above having one rage demon being a major issue. Anyways, let's go tell Harding the sad news.
If not the details.
You must have made a great impression on the Avar. Some of them paid us a friendly visit. A couple even helped repair our fortifications. And one woman brought us a barrel of fermented fish. Kenrick ate some. To be polite, he said.
I can't be the only one who isn't at least a little morbidly curious about what the fermented fish tastes like, right?
Now, put it between 2 slices of bread and some cheese and maybe some white sauce, and it would probably slap, I can't lie.
Let's move on before Donald pauses the game for another hour to DoorDash another McDonald's meal.
Another one gone. Just like that. Never get used to it, do you? Maker. I'll miss him.
God, I don't know what's sadder, having to transition from a conversation about fish to telling her that one of her men is dead, or the fact this might be the last time we can talk to Harding in Inquisition.
Joe, I don't know how to tell you this, but Harding is like everywhere in this DLC. The Ghost Island is the one scene where she isn't just inserted into the cutscene.
Oh boy, now my medical condition of not seeing short-stack women for too long is soothed. This is a wondrous day, gentlemen. Where's the baby oil?
I've been wondering the same thing for a while now myself, Joe. This episode has been far too low on the gooning quota for my liking, and that's even including my comment question answer from earlier. I mean, this quest has so much hearting, but what's hearting if there isn't a chance at a hidden legendary sex scene?
Honestly, I think seeing her frequently is helping his degeneracy, rather than making it worse anyways. Let's check back in with the bookworm and tell him the good news that he can make tenure with this.
Everything. One current theory holds that Ameridan was selfishly throwing off his responsibilities to go hunting. Another suggests Draken had him removed or even killed because Ameridan opposed the Navaran Accord. But if this is true, then Ameridan was a loyal servant of Orlais. He was not an embarrassment. He was a patriot protecting Orlais while Draken fought in the Second Blight.
Looks like you and Bram had the same idea, Barry, knowing the real reason behind why Ameridan came to the basin. Not only solidifies him as a goat, but it also gives the elves a hero worth remembering for once. Just going after that strange conversation we had in the City Elf origin, not remembering any elven heroes, even though, at the very least, Garahel is a thing.
Who y'all think would win in a fight, Garahel or Ameridan?
Oh, an elf race battle. Give me 50 on Garahel, bro. Has the Grey Warden buff and is at least almost on POTUS's level.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. Ameridan is a mage, which straight up gives him a good advantage power-wise, not to mention Bro was an avid dragon hunter even before Hakkon. This is coming from a rogue main here, but rogue archer versus mage. Mage usually wins unless Garahel did some kind of big brain move.
Gotta go with Ameridan here and some mage love. Both are goated, but Ameridan has some crazy main character magic that's going to be tough to beat. Maybe if Garahel had his griffin with him, I might give him some extra points ahead here.
Whatever you are all haters and have forgotten your based Grey Warden roots, at least Garahel killed his demon dragon. Ameridan left his food unfinished, and now we need to clean his plate.
As the resident demon dragon expert, Anderal was always a weak-ass nerd who worshipped the god of hunts. Way less cool than a god of beauty who follows Daddy June, in my personal opinion.
We appreciate your honest testimony, as always, Themey.
How bad would it be if the contemporary Jaws of Hakkon bound their god to a dragon again?
With Orlais still recovering from the Civil War and the Mage-Templar conflict, not to mention the remaining demon rifts and Corypheus himself.
Okay, that sounds bad and all, but this guy is kind of forgetting that the dragon would be destroying the French. Like, are we really supposed to be concerned that the French get attacked? They are definitely not innocent, and it's debatable if they are even people.
What about the French baddies, though, Donald? We can't risk the baddies and bards getting caught in the crossfire.
Oh, damn it, if only we had George still here. He would absolutely be on my side about Plan Ice Age on Orlais.
You know Georgie can't handle you the way I can, Donald. Put your mind back to me, you know you want to.
All right. I need an adult and a change of scenery. Let's follow up the river and find Ameridan's temple to progress the actual plot, please.
We're up the river. That old Tevinter building must be what the spirit meant.
Varric still being the undefeated yapper of the Dragon Age DLC series, it seems. Bro might as well have a sequel to his solo book hack scene at this rate. Anyways, Donald, looks like you have a few old friends blocking your path, and this time they have the high ground.
Yeah, but it's too bad for them. I still have my overpowered Aegis ability. So high ground or low ground, it will all be dead ground in a minute. While I'm killing these bastards, though, I have a few based wallet, super thanks to get through, and I want to split them up between me and Obama. First off, we have a crazy high donation coming from Megatron95. I hope whatever you're going through gets better, and we are glad you love our content and the base Dwarven content. It really means a lot to the channel. And we also thank you for this $10 super chat from the episode or two ago. You really are a massive supporter of the channel. We also have $50 and a $10 donation from Randomly Entertaining, who is catching back up again after a brief hiatus playing Helldivers 2 with some friends. That's an incredibly valid reason, my man. Always take time for yourself and the homies. Seeing your comment and donation, as well as your base profile picture of yours, truly always makes my day to see. I hope you enjoy the final 4 episodes just as much as you've enjoyed the rest of the series.
All right, next up we have $50 from a viewer that needs no introduction. He is basically a founder of the channel by now, Robert Wadsworth, who in addition to his grand necromancy plans for Orlais and Northern Thedas, pointed out something interesting, that I am normally the one taking out the undead armies in this game. And you're right, besides like the Red Cliff main quest in Origins, I have been the one taking out most of the undead in this game. I took out the Harvester in Dragon Age Origins, I took on the Mage Cave in Dragon Age 2, and I took on the 3 areas with the most undead in Inquisition. I really have become an anti-necromancer unintentionally. We also have $25 from Trickster and $15 from Maxi. Always happy to see you all be routine and regular supporters of the channel. It really does mean a lot that people consistently support us just because they like the content. These 2-hour-plus videos have been killer to make lately, so we really needed that extra push. Thank you as always for your constant support. It really, really does help, and it's why we always give you shout-outs whenever we can.
We really do have a sexy and amazing community. We just have to give glaze whenever we can. Anyways, Donald, you barely cleared through the first wave with the help of the dual archer action, but you've got another fight ahead, and it's probably an even bigger skill check.
Holy shit, what the hell are they feeding that guy up ahead? Screw serving a ice god. We need to get this guy on the New York Knicks so they can keep their championship ring next year.
You know, maybe if Sten was as tall as this bastard here, I might have given him some respect and brought him along more. I know Origin's engine was made in like 2005, but still, if they made giant dragons, they could make Qunari taller too. This might be a mini-boss, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a challenge. I have just gotten enough to use my ultimate, and I have plenty of bees for all you bastards.
Damn, I fully expected a second death here, I can't lie. Especially after you ran straight into the center of the temple and broke out of your cover shield.
This isn't Mass Effect cover, isn't life or death, I guess. Let's go magically summon Bram and Harding now that the fighting is done. Every fight needs some exposition, after all. That's how Inquisition DLC works.
This is an ancillary station. Likely a scouting post for the larger structure to the east. What can it tell us about where Inquisitor Ameridan went? This is Tevinter, from well before the last Inquisitor's time. I understand they use such tiles as locks.
Ooh, you got a tile puzzle up ahead here, Donald. Let's see your moves here.
Yeah, sure thing, Sleepy. Watch this little trick I have here, Nerdbama. What's the solution here?
Technically, there's about 3 to 5 different combinations you can do. So trial and error might actually be a tactical play here, but if you want an efficient path through the puzzles here, then editor pull up the graph. You have the first path in blue and the second path in red, both numbered in the steps with the order you want to take.
That looks great, and I can tell that took a lot of work, but normally don't you narrate the steps vocally instead of all visually, Barry?
Joe, there's 16 steps here. That would be an ultimate word super salad. This way should be just fine. Why don't we go over the rewards for the puzzle instead while Donald follows the map? On the right side, we have a refined Battle Mage mail schematic, a Fade Touch Fustian velvet material, and some additional crafting material. Then on the left side, we have the dagger Hakkon's Mercy, a top 3 dagger in this game that has a Master Frost rune, 50% armor penetration, 4% increased attack, 4% heal on kill, and a 21% stagger on hit.
It also has that cool ice lightsaber effect that all the weapons in this DLC have. We might put it on the Anxiety Ghost, but we don't know how much use it will do, given the variety of enemies Sleepy has next episode, and I already know Obama won't be using him next time either.
Well, when I win the death competition and play Trespasser, Cole will be right up in front of the party with Hakkon's Mercy in tow for that sweet armor penetration.
Massive cap.
Well, viewers, with both side doors open, we can take the Veilfire torch to open up the barrier and find out what Ameridan was doing here. We get to see a pre-divine Andraste shrine too, which we haven't ever seen in the series. Probably why Veilfire is so important here, so keep that thing on you.
Done indeed.
That's something you don't see every day.
A pair of shrines. This one is clearly Andrastian, albeit from a very early period, likely pre-divine. But this is Elven, one of their gods. What was it?
I like how Bro forgets the Hala one, but ironically in the series Gil here is probably the third most influential in the series outside of Elgin and Mythal.
Oh wow, I can choose Gillen 9 or Gillen 9, such a diverse set of options here. Thanks, BioWare.
It's interesting that Bram's literary tool for remembering the elven gods leaves out Fenharel, despite technically being a member of the Evanurus, although maybe human scholars just consider him a forgotten one and leave it at that.
Oh, yes, that's good. The Chantry expunged references to elves before the Exalted March on the Dales. They erased the Canticle of Shartan. They must have done the same to Talana.
Man, for being a scholar and bookworm, Bro knows remarkably little about the First Inquisitor's party. He really just figured out that the elven First Inquisitor's lover was an elf as well, with a name like Talana.
I mean, given what we are finding out here, the Chantry expunged all records of elves, and Bram just confirmed Talana even existed. I imagine they whitewashed Ameridan as well, and that's why everything we find out here is going to be shocking.
They're not native to the area. What if they were left at the shrine as an offering?
Yes. A night of prayer before battle against the dragon.
Well, with two Elven Inquisitors back-to-back saving the world, we are going to make damn sure that elves make it into the history books and no one is whitewashing shit. Also, viewers, if you couldn't tell, Ameridan worshipped both Andraste and the Elven gods, as a Dalish elf and our Inquisitor just so happens to do the same. This was one of the few intentional choices we made in the game. We wanted Lavalin to be a pseudo-reincarnation of the first Inquisitor, minus the fact we are in love with a human seeker instead of a Elven mage.
If the egg won the romance competition, that comparison would have literally been full circle, and I, for one, am so thankful it's not given the recent findings we have seen. Also, the game took my Veilfire torch, but thankfully there's another one we can use right here to power the elf lasers.
Transfigurations is, the light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world. Why these verses? Why would Inquisitor Ameridan take the time to carve this before going into battle?
Oh wow, shout out to Ameridan for rocking with the dissonant verses, but I just realized how obvious of a hint those passages are. Obviously, we are going to follow the light to the path that will open the gates. Like, even without context, I could figure out that we have to follow some kind of light that leads us to a path.
The game has to remind people who maybe aren't paying attention, although what's interesting is that apparently these devices and the wall itself were originally built by Tevinter, even though they use Veilfire, which is Elven in nature.
Well, we don't know how the wall got here, but we do know that we have a lot of walking left to go to reach the Hakkon fort, and we will be doing that walking in style with the final mount in the showcase, since I swapped him out before we got to the temple. Which means while we are flipping trail markers and listening to Party Banner, you can take it away with your favorite Mount Obama.
Aw, Donald, you shouldn't have.
The light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world.
Brilliant! When the Imperium abandoned this fortress, they left the wall of ice to lock the door behind them?
And every lock has a key.
Like these trail markers. Ameridan must have known how to use them. If they can melt through the ice, that must be where Ameridan sealed away the dragon.
Are we certain these trail markers will burn through this wall of ice around the fortress?
At least the trail markers appear to be functional.
You think these things will get us through that giant fortress wall?
Varric and Cassandra basically said the same thing twice, I guess. They are really concerned about whether the elf/Tevinter technology will really work. I guess they should have brushed up on Pokemon. Ice beats fire after all.
All right, no more delay, viewers. It's about damn time we got to my mount. My favorite mount is Royal 16, a holotype mount that we get from saving Clan Lavelin throughout the entire base game, which already is hard to do, making this mount something you really have to work for. Not only is it noticeably taller than other mounts, but it's the perfect creature to ride into battle as an elf inquisitor, especially for an elven-based story like this. The elven markings and intimidating horns aren't the main reason I love this thing, though. Just listen to that mount cry. This thing is intimidating as hell. I love every minute of using this thing.
All right, viewers, I know the Hollow on steroids isn't nearly as cool as the Dracolisk or hell even the Nug, but give it a chance at least and let us know in the comments below which mount won the showcase today, now that we have seen all three mounts for over a minute each.
Actually, guys, if you have a moment, I would love to take the time and showcase my mount to all the viewers.
Fuck no! Anyway, you guys get the gist of this Beacon Lightning gameplay now, so let's cut ahead and blow this wall.
Lovely.
I don't know what you're complaining about. You're taller than I am.
That one had a great blowback, but just not the same crisp as the Dwarven explosion from last episode. It just felt like it was missing something.
Probably because it was a Tevinter laser, not a red-blooded and true explosive shot berry. Anyways, Donald, do you need help finding the last set of shards in the entirety of Inquisition?
Nope. I'm good sleepy after 25 or so hours of doing this. I think I am finally locked in. It's like I've built up my observation hockey finally. Also, while completing the shards, I made sure to switch to Iron Bull and Dorian to make sure they flirt a little while I'm dealing with the last side task.
Oh, damn good job remembering that I was almost going to let you off the hook.
Warriors spend half their time running around bare-chested.
Thought you'd appreciate that.
It's stupid. They should wear armor.
You see a member of the Barasad in full armor, you run, because it's war.
They should wear armor all the time.
Then they'd have to invade everyone. You're so bloodthirsty.
The luck that Donald has with getting this romance dialogue to pop up needs to be studied, I swear to God.
I mean, this holds up well for the relationship being on pace, Barry. At this point, I will bring them both next episode so they can flirt a little more. And hopefully by your next episode, we have Team Double Date in full power.
Love and bromance is in the air. You love to see it. Anyways, that's another shard collection quest completed, so take another shot, viewers. And in addition to the shot, we also get a frost rune and an additional 15% ice resistance, which should help in the next dungeon up ahead here.
Not that I really needed it, I just did it for the shot. Well, I glazed everyone in the tribe up for this moment, so let's go start a raid, no Shadow Legends.
I might like Bram here, but I have no idea why he is here for this war council. Bro is just here to record history.
Well, everything we've found out about Inquisitor Emeridan suggests that he never emerged from that Tevinter fortress.
If that is where your Inquisitor defeated Hakkon, that is where the jaws of Hakkon must perform the rite to free him.
The fact that this clan was formed because of a bear leading an Avar hunter through a blizzard toward safety, believing it was Korth guiding and conquering the cold, and now we have a bear leading a charge against a physical force of ice and cold feels incredibly thematic, wouldn't you all say?
When you put it that way, it makes me think these guys had a long-standing rivalry and they probably should have squared up far sooner before we even came along.
I don't know about all that, but storming the gates with these guys scaling over the wall while a bear provides tank support is absolutely epic. Thematic reasons are no nerd Bama.
Oh, Harding's scouts are stopping them from restoring the wall. That probably means that ice wall was put up by their mages with the help of Hakkon after all. Thanks for settling that for us, cutie pie. It was going to drive Barry nuts.
We have no need of rock throwers and rams.
I'm no warrior, but with Lady Harding's forces defending the shrine and no way to breach the walls...
Well, Barry, if those trial walls at camp were a grade 5 or whatever, what would climbing the fortresses while ice guys throw blizzards at you be?
That shit would be grade 9 or 10, and probably be a real VR thing you would find at a climbing wall in the heart of San Diego or something at one of those next-generation gyms.
Yeah, enough about nerd climbing details. It's time for some war in this war simulator fantasy game. I am goddamn ready to curb the storm.
As soon as the sun sets, Inquisitor. This will be a good night.
Inquisition forces will feign weakness near the shrine.
All right, boys, this is the perfect time, so say it with me. Against all odds,
infiltrate.
Yes. Storm the gates.
Storm the gates.
I get the reference now.
There! It's the Lowlanders!
Kill the Inquisitor! Death to his hold for Hakkon's glory!
Storvacker, good to see you again.
Storvacker boy, I get cold usually means to take a nap, but you've got to get your lick back for earlier. Get in there and eat some snowballs.
Bro is a little nervous to get into the fight. I guess he needs a minute to do some push-ups and sit-ups. And don't forget the juice. While we wait for him to fight with us, did you want to go over that last question we had for the viewers? I remember it being kind of important for the end of the series.
Oh shoot, thanks for reminding me, Bill. So viewers, right as this episode premieres, a poll is going up on what Inquisitor armor was your favorite in our series. You have 4 options to choose from, and this will matter, because we will build a final armor based on your suggestion with the red, white, and blue theme for the final 2 episodes. It also will be our official armor when Tygar does the final fan art of our Inquisitor. You have 2 weeks until the next episode drops to decide as well. You want to go over the 4 options, Joe?
Sure thing, Barry. So we have the refined Prowler coat, the skin that stalks that Bill made, the Warden armor we wore during the Into the Abyss quest, and the Masterwork Prowler coat, which we have on now. You can see images of all of them on our poll, but the colors will be new. Make sure to vote, since we value your input as always.
Yeah, viewers, we trust your judgment and taste a lot, so make sure you pick the right option. Either armor will be fully upgraded, so don't pick just for the stats of the armor. We will get that covered.
I'm really hoping you all value my purple drip in this vote, being completely biased for a second. Not only did I make it, but the skin that stalks is the armor we get in Trespasser, so it would make sense for an Elven Inquisitor to explore the crossroads with it.
Oh God, why do I feel like we are about to do some sliding ice puzzles that are going to take me 4 hours and 2 full-on assists from Hunter to try and complete?
Joe, we are in Ferelden, not the Johto region, and there's no goddamn Santa birds here, just ice spirits and barbarians. We will be fine.
It does have the legend of Zelda Cold Gauge from Breath of the Wild, though, so this is going to be absolutely annoying. I hate managing survival stats, especially when said survival stats are needy and constantly draining. Screw realism. I just want to play my goddamn video game and explore this open-world dungeon in peace.
Yeah, this is like a less exhausting version of court approval system from Wicked Eyes and Hearts. The bar drains more quickly, sure, but at least you can get it back up quickly, and there's enough fireplaces around the dungeon that you can still explore without too much bad going on.
You can actually cheese the cold bar here too, if you exploit the wait here mechanic with other squad mates. Essentially, you have your squad wait by a fireplace, then have a mage explore around the temple, looking for the extra loot and runes with weapon schematics. Then when the cold bar drops to 0, make that character hold in place, then just switch over to your squad that is at the fireplace, and the bar shoots back up.
Hey boys, do you want to build a snowman?
Damn, it looks like one of the zealot barbarians has a bit of whimsy left in them. Good to see. I'm almost forgetting about the chant of doom and despair going on in the background. Anyways, viewers, I'm going to skip most of the fights in this temple, besides the final fight, since we have already fought all these guys a few times already, and the only new mechanic is I have to fight near a heat source, which doesn't really matter since I am a ranged archer who can fight from any position.
Not to mention the fact we have 35% ice resistance, so we already only take a third of the damage in this temple anyway, and the damage done here isn't scaled properly with level or health. Essentially, this would take probably 5 to 6 minutes of just standing in the room with no heat before the damage started racking up.
So basically this room is a little bit of ice play before the main course. Not exactly a dangerous and harsh environment that could kill us in a matter of minutes if we aren't careful, like the glowing sea in Fallout 4 can.
Not surprising, Dragon Age is a lot of things, but it's not a survival game, really. The bar tricking down and giving me a little scare is enough to make me think this is dangerous, even when it's not.
You're a total tool, Sleepy. That's exactly how they want you to think. Also, I am pretty sure I missed at least one of these rune schematics on the wall, but I did try to show all of the ones for the viewers. They are a tier 4 weapon with a unique look after all, and with this last one before the boss, I at least got 4 of them.
There are 5 in total, since obviously there are 5 classes of weapons, and ironically you missed the bow schematic, which is in the first room by climbing on top of some rocks. Fun fact for the viewers though, you can come back to the temple after defeating the Thane of the Hakkonites and explore around for any lost loot you may have missed, and this time you can do it without any risk of taking ice damage. You may still have to fight through replenished Hakkonites for some reason though.
Well, it's the second to last final boss time. Donald, let's see your moves here. And it's basically 2 fights into 1 this time.
Oh, please, this first fight is basically a normal Hakkonite fight that we have been fighting for the last 3 hours. And they also have no situational awareness, since I could just walk up to their side and chuck a jar of bees in their full cult circle.
Well, I wouldn't take this fight too lightly, Donald. This is a prolonged fight away from the heat, and the resistances you have won't save you in a long-term fight. Plus, none of your 3 squad mates have any ice resistance besides Varric's natural magic resistance, proven by the fact that Vivienne is already down and Mommy Cassandra is struggling.
I'm not a professional rogue or dwarf user, but the fact that you have 2 artificer ultimates in your back pocket is a great sign for this fight. Using one now and one towards the end is probably the play, since this is one of the only true wave combat fights in Inquisition.
Wave combat and Varric running the show? All we need is Joe gooning over an elf, and this would be peak Dragon Age 2 combat. Good to know how we have come so far just to end up back where we began.
Okay, while we wait for the outcome, I might as well share another round of Obama's obscure observations about Gerd here. Gerd hasn't been Thane of the Hold for long. He is actually a 5th Blight veteran who returned to find his tribe severely crippled by the Blight. With no leader and his people lost, Gerd took up the mantle to bring vengeance to the Lowlanders and the other Avar for worshiping the gods he sees as not protecting his people when they needed them most. He called the surviving tribe members the Jaws of Hakkon, as Hakkon Winter's Breath was the only god who Gerd could forgive on the grounds that he had been sealed by Lowlanders and couldn't interfere. Now we are about to see his plan come to life, although he won't be around to see it since he just turned into a Frost Revenant.
Hey, look at that, Donald. You get to fight a Revenant for the first time after all.
Well, plus side, you got a free revive in this fight here. Downside, this guy actually has a boss health bar, and he straight up targeted the mage first, so he has some actual good AI priority targeting on him. Please don't let my earlier glaze go unanswered, Donald. Clutch up here.
Donald, it's a filthy ice demon. I believe it's time we unveil our secret technique.
Sounds good. I may not have 1,000 hours or drone math on my side, but I have something even better.
A life spent pursuing justice and mage rights everywhere, only ended by the blade of the unjust.
A life spent pursuing money and the crushing of mages' rights everywhere, only ended by the fake news media.
When 2 polar opposites crash, a reaction builds slowly through years of mage oppression and blowback.
A reaction we unleash on our foes, 2 negatives creating a positive.
Vengeance Technique Purple.
Jesus Christ. Well, shit, I guess we better focus on Ameridan now, but good God, I think the one thing we have shown in the last 2 episodes is the Artificer specialization is broken as hell.
Thanks, random rock stairs, for appearing in front of us. How convenient.
Well, it's time we meet one legendary elf to another legendary elf. Although, how he knows we are an Inquisitor as well is a plot hole we won't worry about.
Inquisitor.
Well, besides the clear Inquisition label on our armor, I guess he can just read our aura and tell we are the big man in charge. Anyways, as the one in charge, I have to give him some unfortunate news.
It has not. Draken's son, Cordelis II, destroyed the Dales.
Draken's son? How long?
You were the last Inquisitor. There has not been another since you disappeared 800 years ago.
God damn, 800 years, that means he's almost as old as Joe and Donald.
Boom, got him.
You're literally 1 year younger than me, Bill, fuck off.
Hang on, let me let him take a sip of my McDonald's Sprite. I am trying to see something real quick.
Joe, that's a Victorian child that's supposed to try it, not a grown adult dragon slayer. Anyways, Donald, are you going to be honest with him about his waifu?
I doubt bro even knows what the term waifu means, but if it was Mommy Morrigan, I would want to know what happened, even if it's hard to hear.
Trying to reach you through dreams.
I asked her not to. She was a good hunter and the love of my life, but she never... I never wanted this job. Hunting demons was so much simpler than politics.
Damn, poor guy, I know how that feels. We just wanted the launch codes and to change the gas prices, but now we all had to focus on politics instead.
I think that's specifically what you wanted, Joe. I wanted to make a change and got distracted by a brown suit and drones instead.
I used my magical gifts in the hunting of demons in Maleficarum. Do the Seekers no longer welcome the aid of mages?
No.
Also, the reason I asked Donald to bring Cassandra along here is she has a whole unique dialogue branch from one Seeker to another.
Cassandra is a Seeker. And after the Seekers went rogue, she discovered the truth about them.
We learned they developed the Rite of Tranquility.
You mean sundering one from the Fade? The Seekers do it briefly when granting an initiate their abilities.
It has become a way to control mages deemed dangerous. They are left tranquil, permanently.
Killing a man is ugly work. You learn not to look to it as your first recourse. Sundering them from the Fade is easy.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. I know the Templars pinky promised to not abuse mages, but surprise, surprise, being a holy paladin doesn't mean you lose the ability to lie.
A promise made to the robes is not a real enforceable promise. Besides, like this guy said, it's bloodless. They just get a cool sun tattoo.
It's bloodless until Tranquil get an ounce of freedom and beg for the murder knife instead of being Tranquil again.
Yup.
Great counterpoint, Donald. Real convincing.
I did not want to lead an organization, but Draken told me I was needed. As I suspect you would need.
Holy shit, my eyes aren't deceiving me. That is actual roleplay choices that build on our Inquisitor's opinions and personality. I feel like we straight up haven't been able to form a lasting opinion on ourselves since the first episode when Cassandra asked if we are religious.
Including that which I was unable to fulfill myself. The dragon carries the spirit of an Avar god.
Don't worry, bro. We all have performance anxiety. Sometimes it happens to the best dragon killers among us. We are happy to finish carrying the boats for you.
Normally I might clown someone for leaving their food unfinished, but I am genuinely trying to decide if I like Ameridan or Sir Michelle more in this game. He's a powerful but a genuinely kind and cool-headed person. He clearly didn't let his role go to his head.
Oh, believe me, you could not have asked a better person to kill a dragon than us. Right now, we have killed 8 so far, and we still have 2 more for Sleepy to kill. So I am happy to set the record straight and earn my award of most dragons killed again with 4.
Hate to rain on your parade, Donald, but by the end of the series, we will all have killed 4 dragons in our series, so that award is shared with all 3 of us.
Few memories of an old hunter who was neither as wise nor as strong as he thought. Fight well, Inquisitor. I am honored to have met you.
Who does bro think he is staring us down like that? He just woke up and he already wants to start something with the main character.
He can feel however he wants to feel because he will be a dragon kebab in a minute. What is another wannabe god to kill to a follower of the one true Sandel?
Well, before we go ahead and fight the final boss, I have one last quest to do, and that's rotating back to the main quest areas and finding the 5 audio logs of the late Inquisitor to get his full story.
I know these are supposed to be memories trapped in the Fade, but audio logs feel like such a better definition for these things, I can't lie.
Perrin and Arena will lead the Avar elsewhere, so Talana and I can deal with the dragon. My spirit companion believes we can seal the dragon away, even if we cannot kill it. It is less clear whether I can
Bro had spirit companions? I guess he and Solas had a few things in common. It's too bad he didn't meet him.
I mean, the egg could have met him during the century Ameridan lived in if he wasn't just straight up napping for a few thousand years.
No one ever knew. Their heroism was lost to history.
Anyways, old expired eggs aside, I'm going to swap out for Bull and Dorian while we are just running around the map because maybe they will flirt again.
Against the dragon of the Avar. All is in place. I offer thanks to Gilanan,
Nobody tell him about what Gillenine is all about. I'd rather Bro just die thinking she is a wise shepherd of animals and not a cartoon villain.
I don't think any Dragon Age fan alive wants to think about the tentacle-obsessed mad scientist Bill, believe me. I'm just happy he got to live his life in a world that celebrated both for good virtues.
Well, you don't see it much, Bill, except for the Inquisitor themselves, that is.
My man Dorian about to drop some insane lore about Tevinter customs and holidays right now.
But renamed them for the Maker. So instead of celebrating Andorralis at the start of summer, you have summer.
Thanks for that, Dorian.
And it's
That's going to help really shape our perspective on Tevinter when we spend nearly half the game there in Dragon Age 4.
I mean, to be fair, Joe, with how many Tevinter perspectives we got between every game, I don't think anyone could have done that setting completely correct to in-game lore. Also, oh my god, they're flirting again.
And for what?
You're not suggesting we're similar.
How's that mirror treating you? Pretty picture, isn't it?
I may vomit.
Wait. I'll flex a little for you. Make it easier.
Donald is apparently the hidden ingredient to getting boys to flirt with each other. We should have posted you more during Pride Month. Big dog, that's a hidden talent you left out of the polls.
And here I am not even doing anything. Apparently it just comes natural, unlike this goddamn wisp that is flying around.
Just remember you can pause before interacting with the wisp. It's a real game changer.
Tilana and Heron have been arguing about Heron using the lyrium to fight demons. Some things never change. Marina has a new alchemical trick she wants to try, like pitch or tar, but stronger. A recipe straight from Orzammar. They argue, fuss, and mock each other mercilessly. And I would be lost without them.
Yes. What's that like?
A dwarf getting on someone's nerves. I can't imagine.
Huh. Sounds like the old Inquisitor.
The Inquisitor really was a main character in his timeline. He even noticed and appreciated all the party banter his friends had.
I dislike being so far from home. Alam Sharam needs me. The Darkspawn have grown stronger. Some of my brothers would let those creatures destroy Olay. They think
Old man trying to get elves and humans to take the Blight seriously and work together? I never heard that story before. What a unique problem just to him.
To be fair, when POTUS had difficulty with the elves, he just gave up on them and sided with some werewolves instead. I don't think Emeridin or Draken would have done the same.
But he died here, and the elves ignored the second Blight as it spread across Olay. So began
Sandra just kind of perfectly summarized what you have been talking about all episode Barry, about the elf and human animosity buildup. Also, I just realized this might count as a collection quest. Should we take a shot?
I don't see why not. It's just a collection quest with some extra lore here and there.
Talana, my love. I should not have asked you to come with me. Though I know you would not have stayed behind. You were a dreamer. And this dragon the Ava have tamed carries a demon inside it.
I guess Bro can take comfort in the fact that he was right, and she should have just listened and stayed home. But he really should have known better that telling your wife not to come is going to have the opposite effect on her. Bro really wasn't great at this political game.
If he wanted her to stay home, he should have made this dragon hunting trip sound really boring. Like tell her about how cold it's going to be, and that there's giant bugs, and we're going to have to spend hours with no snacks just waiting and doing nothing. Also upsell that it's just going to be a guy's trip.
Damn, Joe, if only you were as political about addressing the nation as you were about getting Jill to give you alone time.
She doesn't let me buy magic boxes or get 3 scoops of ice cream.
And all her fighting buddies get killed.
Lowlanders, I am the breath of winter, the cold wind of war.
Yup. We've heard the dragon demon speech before, buddy. Why don't you hear my own? Hakkon winter or Hakkon breath? Why don't you Hakkon this winter dick and take a long breath from this short winter shaft? Just lock in and get ready to fight already.
Well, final boss time, Donald. Let's see your moves here. This is on paper a standard ice dragon fight similar to the dragon you fought in the Dullians, but there is 2 major differences. One is this guy summons horrors instead of dragonlings, and 2 is the fact that he has longer sections where he stands on top of platforms throwing ranged attacks at us, like the fight in Dragon Age 2.
It also has a shit ton of health, like more than the Lyrium dragon or even the Sarabus fight. I think I read 300,000 last time I checked, which is really only beat out by the final dragon in the Dullians, the Highland Ravager.
Wait, hold up, that's the dragon Donald already fought, right?
Yeah, sure, Joe, that's definitely the case. Anyways, Donald, I don't know what's exactly killing you here instantly, but you probably should lock in because you're already down to just Varric and Lavalan again, and Hakkon hasn't even made an appearance yet.
It's the goddamn friendly fire. Something is blowing them up instantly, and I can't figure out what. I wish friendly fire didn't trigger when a non-controlled player does something. I think I have to have you or Sleepy edit that out once this episode is done. I'm not that worried though. Just like the last Revenant fight, all we need is a base dwarf and a based main character to kill any dragon.
You are severely underselling the superior reptilian race hamburger helper. Bro has 6 times your health.
No, I am not. I mean, look at this bitch. He is already taking 1,000 damage a shot and is running away scared already. That's right, Reptile, run away and give me my free revive.
I'm betting over under 2 or so. What about you, Barry?
2 is kind of crazy and unprecedented for Donald. I am saying 1 max here.
I'm going to take the risky parlay here. He is getting 0. You heard it here first from Based Bill.
What are you all betting about right now? Are you seriously talking about sports bets during this epic final battle?
Sports bets? Hell no, we are betting how many deaths you are going to get. We would ask you to join, but that would be internal trading, and we have enough crimes on your rap sheet to deal with.
Well, both you and Sleepy can legislatively lick long time my nuts. And thank you, Bill, for being the only true friend who trusts in my gameplay here.
Of course, Donald, you know we are all about some oral encouragement, and sailing to an island and back with you just now had me feeling nostalgic.
Phrasing, please.
Oh, Jesus Christ, just when I thought this support was innocent, I cannot have this sus crap right now. Especially when I am trying to lock in and use my vengeance techniques on him once his bitch ass lands.
Yeah, about that, there's this revolutionary new real-life mechanic called cooldowns. I can take over for you, sure. But if you want the funny high little Baroque numbers from earlier, I'm going to need a 24-hour notice.
24 hours? What the hell are you, my goddamn landlord now?
Can I retract my vote to 3 deaths? Now I have a good feeling.
No, Joe, you can't. All votes are final. Multiple deaths, or no, this isn't going to be a very long fight, even with all its help. I mean, we just proved Donald can lower it to half in 2 minutes. We are at minimum halfway done with the fight, or more likely 1/3 done with the fight. It's like changing teams during halftime. We don't do that here.
You know, for someone who really loves dragon fights better than sex, Iron Bull is taking a lot of dirt naps this episode. Bro is missing out on all the fun.
I'm not sure if I would call this fun for him, since Hakkon spends half the fight on top of hills and mountains, which means Bull wouldn't be doing anything than taking shots to the face.
Okay, again, phrasing, please.
This guy cannot stop running away from me, and yet you all think I'm going to get a death from this guy? He is literally giving me free revives every time, and now we are already on the final section since his little wings got tired.
This man has taken like 100 arrows and bolts to the wings and legs, and you're over here saying his wings are tired. It's harder than it looks, Teletubby.
Bro, why are you so damn defensive of this guy? We literally just met him, and his whole plan is about as advanced as Mr. Freeze in that Adam West Batman movie.
He's a demon dragon with dreams of world domination, and he is just now waking up for the first time in a long time. That's an incredibly confusing time for a demon to wake up to. I emphasize with his struggles.
God damn, the timing on that Aegis before the stun was incredibly precise. Good work, Donald. Unfortunately, since you're way ahead of the rest of the squad, they are about to get eaten out by the newly summoned ghost lizards, so this is basically a 1 versus 1.
Oh, what the absolute kind of fuck-ass bullshit was that? She stunned me, which is a skill I can't dodge by any means. Then as soon as I gained control of my character, she did a wing pull that literally two-shot me before I could react. If I didn't have a revive pulled up, I would have been cooked.
You technically could have dashed as soon as you saw the animation, Donald. Also, I was right, everyone in the party is going down now. You're on your own.
Donald, why the hell did you spam the backflips like that? Now the fight might cancel out. Or you'll have to...
Damage overtime comes in clutch, you goddamn frauds. That bitch died to the COVID-20 arrows. Now say it with me because I killed the tankiest boss in the series Deathless.
Boom, easy money.
Shit, I'm actually impressed. That was easily the unluckiest and luckiest end to a fight I have seen in a while. If Vivienne got cooked a second or two earlier, it would be game over, since you had no potions left.
Yeah, well, she didn't, and now you all have to compete with 17 deaths being the score to beat, which means, Joe, if you get 3 deaths, you're out, and Obama, if you mess up again and get 4 deaths, you're out. Or we can do a tiebreaker.
Oh, no. Sorry, Donald, what was that? I'm just excited about the clear-hearted glaze she is giving us. It just feels so damn good, boys, I can't take it.
All right, well, maybe not Joe in this instance, but Barack, you definitely have a score to beat, and it's going to be competitive. That's for damn sure.
Well, I, for one, am excited to see this through to the end. Donald, don't worry, it will be close.
Some of the secrets are necessary. Don't get me wrong. It's just... every time you're more than just a person to someone, you're also less than a person to them. They don't see that a real normal man fought the Avar and killed that dragon. And they
Hey
certainly
man,
don't
back
know
off
I
the
have a
elf
strange
fruit.
fixation
It's
with
important for
elf
healing
fruit.
potions and upgrades, and the game asks us to gather like a
feelings
few
for
hundred
elf
of the
fruit
stuff
are
just to
classified,
survive.
Scout
That
Harding.
calls it for the combat portion of the DLC, but there's two
bury your
major people
secret
we
to
still
my
have to
pyre.
check in on. We should
For
go
what it's
check in
worth.
on Bram and tell him
Nice
what we
work,
know,
Llewellyn.
and we should go check in
Anyway,
with Stonebear Hold
I'll be
for
at
our
camp if
reward
there's
and
anything
one
here
last
you wanna
quest.
finish up.
Also, viewers, if you're
Otherwise,
curious
see
about
you at
this scene here,
Skyhold.
it's essentially the spirit of the dragon who Hakkon possessed being free, or Hakkon himself being freed in order to be reborn like Sunhair implied. Dealer's choice on that one.
Fly high, sweet prince, and may a chorus of ravagers sing thee to thy rest.
Well, we might as well check in with the bookworm first, since that's one conversation instead of 2 or 3 in
He
Stonebear
wasn't
Hold.
resting when we found him. Waiting, maybe.
I'm sorry?
A ritual kept Inquisitor Ameridan alive all these centuries, binding him and the dragon.
Oh.
Well, this conversation basically answers a lot of our theories about Ameridan. No one knew he was a mage or an elf, and the fact that he is both is going to be absolutely earth-shattering for the human-dominated Chantry.
Small comfort, the next divine was in attendance too when we met Ameridan, so it's not just the elf Inquisitor claiming that the Inquisitor was an elven mage. And the fact that a mage will be divine might make people come around to the existence of a mage hero of the people.
An elven mage.
Oh, and just his dimples. This will be... I'll either be famous or beheaded. This upends centuries of history, not to mention
I
families
think if this
claiming
guy who
descent
has an
from
elf
him,
research assistant is shocked by this news, though, that the general French public is probably going to lose their shit. That all being said, the public should know about how based Ameridan was.
Fair enough, I don't like giving the robes credit, but bro seemed all right and respectful. I have no problems making sure the people know the truth and not the fake news.
Well, that's one more War Table quest that we unlocked for next episode during one of our last official War Table sections, but for now, let's go back to Sunhair. I think she has something
You
for
have
us.
done more for us than most who are of Stonebear Hold. It is not right that a guest do so much.
I wonder if the clan decided we should be kin, or Sunhair decided that herself. I can't really get a read on if these people have any democracy, or if it's just the strongest or wisest leads the whole.
We helped like 6 or 7 people in this damn hold. I like to think all of them gave their approval for us, and Sunhair just made it official.
So like we are first thought, because we melt ice and bring in a new season, I kind of like it.
First thought?
Yes.
Well, we didn't do all this tedium just for a new name we won't use again. It's time for us to end the episode like we always do with the judgment section, boys.
We're going to have a court case for a bear? This is the funniest shit I have ever seen.
Judging Storvacker should low-key be how Judge Judy ends her career. Girl is like 86 and still going strong. Her giving smack talk to a bear would be legendary.
As a warrior of our hold, Storvacker should have died rather than submit to the vile ritual the jaws of Hakkon had prepared. It is
Now, normally this would be where I go over the approval shifts of each decision, but since this isn't an official Inquisition judgment, there's no companion shifts either way. I can only go over the 2 unique outcomes here. You can recruit Storvacker as an agent for Cullen and grab a War Table quest where we deploy him. Or you can offer to make him tranquil, in which Sunhair will scold us and tell us to stop doing that.
Will you speak to the hold for your deeds?
Okay, as cool as it would be to have Cullen deploy a Templar bear against the robes, it doesn't matter because we went on the path of bear puns long ago, and it's too late to pass up now. There's only one fate for us, gentlemen.
Storvacker, I demand an unflattering report of your performance as a hold beast. It will be recited to you every day for 1 week. I trust this is sufficient embarrassment.
Oh God, even when she is professionally eye-rolling Mommy Cassandra looks so damn good.
Well, with Barry gooning, the last bit of fun fact I can say is that Storvacker is Swedish for big and beautiful. And personally, I think they hit the nail on the head with this big guy.
Well, that calls it for the Jaws of Hakkon DLC and Donald's last episode of the series. We're getting pretty close to the end of the journey now.
True, but you 2 liberals still have 1 episode left each, and we still have Trespasser, which is easily going to be like 3 hours at this point. Thanks for joining us, by the way, Bill.
No problem, Donald. This was another long, successful based Bill cameo. Why don't you close us out here for now, though?
All right, we've been going well over 2 hours, so I'm going to fight this ice giant fight while I close out here. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave your comment question on an idea for a Navarre, Ash Warrior, or Chasing Companion for Inquisition. Our editor reads everyone, and his favorite will be featured next next episode. We also have a Discord where you can join a chill RPG-loving community that Fox is active on. And if you want to support our channel, you can become a YouTube member or join on Patreon, where you get access to videos a day early and a shout-out at the end of every episode. Thank you, as always, to our Commander tier members, Normandy 1998, Zachary Waller, Chance Smith, John Deman Fraziano, Variant 1872, Jack Kotsu, Nerdan Proud, Spartan Nerd 117, and George Gale. Next time, Joe is going to finish the last few companion quests and the last few dragons, so subscribe to stay up to date for that. But for now, stay safe, Trump out,